I swole up, hard body they fold up. Shawty say I done glowed up, double text on my phone up. Fuck with your boy, I'm the man of the year. I'm not a fan of your peers. Serve him a fate, I'ma hand him the shears. He not the man of your peers. Heart of a lion, I'm trampling fears. I love the man in the mirror. Cry me a river to stand in the tears. You better stand in the clear. I'm going crazy, niggas fugazi. How are they ever gon' fuck with a kid? Put it on, baby, it do not faze me. Boy, I do not give a fuck what you did. Eating that kitty, she stuck to my rib. How can I trust him? He fuck with the pigs. Bro got a Glock and a couple of C's. He think about splitting a couple of wigs. Shotty my DNA all real. Hey. They been on their ass, bitch, I'm on the rail. I wrap it, I bag it, I pack it for sale. Got feeling on speed out, I hit me to chill. I give it a thrill, I put it on film. Niggas facade, get applaud, that ain't real. Come to my section and flex, we can tell. I got a show and she dipping them nails. I'm flipping my L's, I know they can tell. I did it too major, they hit me for favors. Been him since the cable was cut in the cradle. What's up, only right that I do it. Colossal until I'm a boss, so they want me to fail. Look, we prevail. Tell them to point out who said it, they run it. Bitch, I'm on your tail. Know that they talking, they telling them tales. Just know how to tell, that shit for the sale. Hey, they talk like they got it, but they need to stop it. I'm leading with logic, my heartbeat is frosted. I seen it, got optics I needed from Shawty. She mean with the top and it's obvious. They need him a target, I'm dodging their darts, make 'em reach for the stars. I'm dumping, I'm forcing the pun off the runs. I'm moving with caution, I'm saucing my nigga is nothing. From nothing to something they'll never be. Tycooning, I'm Jay with the thizzle face. I'm nothing my section has ever seen. Run the ice so I'm clutch, I don't need a screen. I'm Curry, I push it from 30 deep. Do the pin in the pad like a surgery. She the curve at you just to flirt with me. Toolie tucked off, but the jewels out. I just in a home with a full mouth. I'm a rare breed when the moon out. I'ma stop playing by the rules now. I been ran plays, need a new route. Queen said she needs space in a new house. Mom told me that she pray for the kid every day. No wonder I'm getting paid for the tunes now. They been on their ass, bitch, I'm on the rail. I wrap it, I bag it, I pack it for sale. Got feet on speed out, I hit me to chill. I give it a thrill, I put it on film. Niggas facade, get applaud, that ain't real. Come to my section and flex, we can tell. Niggas really outside with it. Roll with it. Roll with it. Roll with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? It is Friday. Listen, I'm going to give you guys a moment. Admin, you could go ahead and put some music on it and lower it down just a little bit. My voice loud anyway, but absolutely, guys, listen, you know it's Friday. It's Barbershop Talk Friday. Listen, we're going to talk about something tonight that a lot of people don't think that's all right, bars, but we're going to do it anyway. Right? Because it's necessary to have these conversations. And listen, I know we're not going to be sexy and popular after this conversation, but I don't think that the world should be one-sided, ladies and gentlemen. All right. For the people that are coming in right now, thank you for being here. Hit the like button and the subscribe button as you're coming in. I appreciate you guys. Share this stream with eight people. All right. If you can't get 8, do 7. If you can't do 7, do 6, so on and so on and so on. All right. All right. Because we want to get this. We want to make sure that the world does not hear it just from one side, but the world hears it from both sides on how people feel about this. There's a lot of men that have lost their lives that are in graveyards right now because of this subject that we're speaking about tonight. There's a lot of men that are in prison right now for the rest of their lives because of what's happening right now. With everybody, with this situation. And so this situation needs to be talked about. All right. So you know it's Friday. You know what I got to do. You know I got to turn up Good Lies by my guy, from my guy's show, Kevin Samuels, who is no longer with us. You know we got to listen to the song in its entirety before we get the show started on Barbershop Talk Friday. So I'm going to get out of here. Go ahead, while the music is playing, go ahead and get your friends in the building. We're about to have this conversation tonight. All right, we're about to have this. The numbers are jumping up. When you're coming in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to listen to Good Lies for the Kevin Samuels theme. This because it's Friday and we don't never forget our boy KS, man. All right, let me take myself up out of here. I'll be back in just a second. Peace. Nothing
nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say, where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get this show started tonight. Again, I want to go to the sanctuary where all my people at. Well, my people at the chat is undefeated. All right. Yes, sir. I got you, Dusto. Undefeated. All right. Let's see. We got Big Bad Bull in the house. He said he looking out. He looking. All right. Let's see. We got Jenny in the building. Y'all already know. Listen, if Jenny ain't in it, I don't want to be a part of it. Jenny is in the building tonight. That's my girl. All right, we got Jill's Chocolate Boutique in the building tonight. She said, Black Man Unfiltered Network, shout out to you for hosting the best virtual barbershop on YouTube. You better say it, Jill's Chocolate. Hey, Jill's Chocolate, you promised me some chocolate. Can I get it? When you gonna send it to me? Email me, blackmanunfiltered@gmail.com. Let me get that. You said it. All right. We got knowledge and relationships in the building tonight. Salute. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe and like over there, knowledge and relationships and Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Get over there, subscribe. Come on. These are great content creators. We have Lady Novoa in the building tonight. She said, hey. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. It's for free, baby. All right. Let's see who else we got in the building tonight. We got Marcus in the building tonight. He didn't at everybody as he always does, man. Thank you for your support. Let's see who else we got in here tonight. That's about it for now. All right, guys, if you're just coming in, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and let's get it started. Go ahead and comment and talk to your friends. Call your girls, call your homeboys. All right, here we go. The first person I want to bring up tonight is my brother from another mother. Y'all already know who it is. My little brother. Let me see if he's going to cam up. Okay, listen, Mandrell is here tonight. Let's pull Mandrell up to the screen. Mandrell in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right, they called him Darth Vader for a reason. He's yellow skinned, but he got dark intentions. All right, that's my boy Mandrell. He in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Then my next guy that's coming up. Come on, he from the Bay. Hey, he from the Bay. All right, he's a fan of one of the most powerful and intellectual teams in the country. My boy Tommy B. You see the picture, Tommy B. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, I got my other boy coming up in here tonight. Ray, I'm looking at him right now. In his background, the man is telling you what's about to happen.
Hey, everyone.
And what's about to happen is a dust storm, because the Dusto is in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Dust.
All right.
Free dust for all.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Bennett. His name, he in the building tonight. Listen, come on, man. He got a jersey on. Let's see who he repping tonight. Mr. Bennett, who you repping tonight with that jersey on, man?
Hall of Famer Rod Woodson.
Hey, throwback. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, while the other guys are getting ready to come in, last but not least, come on. Put your damn hands together. Wait a minute, I gotta play his. Hey, admin, play his face first, and then we'll bring him up. Play him, because if you have some nonsense, this is what you're gonna get. When this is a guy that don't like no nonsense, and so we're gonna play his. There we look. Ladies and gentlemen, your boy Freezy is in the building tonight. What's going on?
Gentlemen, Mr. Bennett, Dusto, Tommy, what's up, Mandrell? Black Man.
What's good? Welcome.
So, man, listen, first of all, before we get to anything else, I want to make sure your wife is okay. She good?
Yeah, she's feeling better, man. I really appreciate it, man. All the prayers, everything.
Absolutely, man. I'm so happy, brother, because I was worried, man. When you told me you had to take it to the ER, I was like, golly. Yeah. So, but I'm so glad that she's doing better, man. We got Lucky in the building tonight. The beautiful Lucky in the building. The lady that sits straight up, look you in your eyes and tell you like it is. Lucky Marie is in the building tonight. All right, Mr. Bennett, how is your wife? How are the kids? Come on, talk to me.
Wife and kids are good. Prepping for, again, another one goes back to school next week. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to those naked days that you were talking about last time.
Yeah. Walking around bucket naked. All right, Mr. Bennett in the building. All right, listen, y'all see the storm behind him. Dusto is in the building tonight. Dusto, talk to me, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's getting real back here. As you can see, the typhoon forming in the dustosphere. If you have allergies, you're going to have a problem. I strongly suggest that you make sure you come over to the dustosphere when it opens. We're going to have some nice conversation. You even get to look at your face and this politician smile. But bring a bulletproof vest because we got jokes for you. So you might want to be looking clean. You might want to be talking right because we're going to roast that ass if you get out of line.
Absolutely. And Dusto, you know, I don't even think I admin knows. Dusto, can you tell the people what's coming in September?
It might be coming a little bit sooner. We're going to do a little bit of preparation, possibly next week and the week after.
Okay.
All I can say is going to be exciting. It's going to catch you off guard. And it's going to be right well in order. Just be ready. Make sure you tune in.
And what's the name of the show and where can they see it?
The name of the show is The Dustosphere, and it can only be seen here at Black Man Unfiltered's network.
If you, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see the guy up top right here with the cigar in his mouth. They call him Tommy B. He's from the Bay. All right, everything gotta go his way. Tommy B, what's going on, my guy? Oh, you muted, Doc. You muted. Uh-oh.
I ain't got nothing.
You ain't got nothing, Tommy? You ain't got nothing?
My bad.
All right. Now listen, we got Mandrell in the building tonight. Mandrell, go ahead and talk to your boy. Mandrell probably in the back playing with his pussy. All right. We got We Ain't Signing in the building tonight. We Ain't Signing from Shanghai, China is here tonight. What's going on, We Ain't Signing? How you doing, man? Hey, listen, I ain't heard your greeting in a while. I posted what you did 6 months ago, but I need you to hit it from me one time. Give me that greeting, man, for this damn barbershop talk, bro.
What the hell is that?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Admin， 你是王八蛋，你太疯了！大家好，你现在听那个 Black Man Unfiltered， 你可以拿你的零食还有饮料，听听，因为今天的资料非常非常好用。There you go.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what? You couldn't take a bunch of educated brothers. I ain't gonna say uneducated, but brothers that don't know that language. You can take them over there to Shanghai because y'all spacing words is nigga, right? So if just imagine a big group of guys from Compton go over there and the Chinese people are saying, nigga, it'll be a war over there. It'll be a war. All right, man.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, but it's all good because all we do is hit women with keyboards over here, so we all good.
Oh, I saw that. I saw it. I mean, damn, that was bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, We Ain't Signing. All right, man. It's good to see you guys, man. Hey, listen, for you guys in the chat, thank you for being here. For the people that just came in, thank you for being here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that share button because it's important for the algorithm to hit that share button. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show out for the world to see. And let's have this conversation tonight. Now, guys, you see the thumbnail. You see the title. Yeah, y'all see it. The accusation, a tool women use to destroy men. Should women be arrested for lying? All right. Now, I will say this. Oh, man, Kim, come on. You know I got to pull this up. Patrick Bryan said the best podcast on YouTube. Patrick, come on. God dog it, Patrick. You make me feel like a king tonight. I appreciate you, my guy. And thank you for being here, Patrick, man. Hey, listen. If you guys want to support the Black Man Unfiltered network and all the shows that are coming on this network and in the future shows, the Dustosphere is coming up. The Lady Show is coming up with Queen Smiley is the host of that Talk Tuesday with Coach K. It's going to be here. I mean, it's so many shows that are coming up, guys. Please support the channel. And if you want to support us, you can go ahead, look down at the bottom. You see if you want to support Black Man Unfiltered network, please hit that Cash App. You see it scrolling at the bottom. If you want to really support and become a part of our family, please hit that join button and join the family. Hit that join button. Scam Likely, as you can see, is a member of this channel, and he's in the chat right now and on the platform. So thank you so much for being a part of Black Men Unfiltered. You can also give a super chat as well if you want to give a super chat to support the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you in the chat. You're undefeated. If you can't give that way, you can give by giving us hitting that subscribe button, that like button, and telling people about it so they can do the same. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this show on the road. Listen, the reason that I have, hey, look, man, come on here. Patrick became a YouTube member, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go, Patrick.
Man, I appreciate you, Patrick, man. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for coming in, brother. I really, really appreciate you. We got Harrison Family Values in the building tonight. Harrison Family Values, man, I would love to have your opinion on this actual subject, brother. So if you do, man, hit me up on IG. I will definitely send you the link, my brother. I will definitely send you the link. I would love to hear your perspective on this. The world class, what's going on, my guy? He's in the building tonight. Peace to you, my guy. Peace to you. All right, man. So listen, thank you guys for being here. Tamika's in here tonight, man. Everybody's here. Let's show up and show out. All right. So again, the accusation, a tool women use to destroy men. Should women be arrested for lying? Guys, as you can see on the thumbnail, everybody know that's Deshaun Watson.
We got the wrong nigga.
Huh?
We got the wrong thumbnail.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So he's being accused. 24, 25 women came out and said during massages, he sexually assaulted them or did something sexual toward them. Now, let's keep in mind that he went to Texas court. He went to 2, and none of them wanted to indict him on any charges whatsoever. They didn't want to. They didn't. I guess they felt like there wasn't enough evidence to convict this man or charge him with anything. So he went back to the NFL. They gave him 6 games. The NFL started feeling the pressure of the women in the crowd. Went back, got 11 games and a $5 million fine. All right. So guys, let's talk about that. What are your thoughts on Deshaun Watson being and all these accusations that came out on Deshaun?
That nigga a creep.
You think he did it?
Bro, the team gives you massage therapy. This nigga that had what 32 in a year, bro, a creep.
Okay, now the reason I'm going to push back on that is simply because of this. I sat here and read the affidavit today. I was going to send it to everybody, but shit, I forgot. I read the affidavit today, guys, and on the affidavit, I was looking at some of the complaints. They won't put the women's names because I guess for protection reasons. But one of the women, a lot of the women said that he refused to do massages with his clothes on. And they were offended that he was butt naked. All right. There was a lot of them. There was a bunch of them. There was about 11 or 12. Then one girl said he got up after his massage and his penis grazed her arm or grazed her back or something when he got up. That was another one. And I just started reading. I said, damn, this shit petty. I said, okay. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep moving. And a lot of the women said none of them said he grabbed them, pushed them down, nothing. It was just the fact he just walking around naked, dick hanging out.
Black man.
I mean, I'm just saying what I read.
Raised this shit on her. You don't think?
I'm just saying what the woman said.
You know
She said he got up.
That could have been an accident, Tommy.
Come on.
Quit being that petty, man. Come on.
I
It
mean,
could have been, but you still got to go off the fact that this nigga had like 32 massage therapists in 2 years.
Hold on. All these women are massage therapists that are making these complaints, right?
yes.
Oh man, these bitches talking like they never heard of happy endings. Fuck that. He's innocent. Shit.
All massage therapists. Well, you in China, but out here, all massage therapists.
Hey, was this in Texas?
Yes, sir.
They were all in Texas.
Yep. And my thing is this, bro. I think, and my thing is this. And I'm not saying either way. I'm just saying, like the Bill Cosby thing. When Bill Cosby went through what he went through, one woman came up looking like a half-turned werewolf, came up to the camera and said, Bill Cosby touched me in 1983.
See, that's
and then
different though, Black man.
after that, 30 women popped up. Oh, 1976,
like
1980, 1995, 1995. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, wait, Black man. It's just like the same thing that's going on right now with George Foreman. We got these women suing him for money, but it was like 50 years ago. No, not this new guy.
Go ahead.
I'm talking like there's no evidence.
Yeah, I think he was 20 when they said this happened.
Who George Foreman? I'm just not hearing this.
George Foreman accusations have come out. Yeah,
that shit is nuts.
It's like, yo, from how long ago?
But meanwhile, they want to arrest the broad that did the shit to Emmett Till.
Right. Come on now.
It's crazy.
But see, but look at Patrick. My new guy Patrick here, a new member. Patrick says 2 grand juries didn't find any wrongdoing.
Okay. Let's look at the case. How do you prove that?
Right.
So I'm just saying. So how do you prove it? So
I agree.
That goes both ways.
Just say he did do it. How do you prove it? If he didn't, how do you absolve him?
Right. But here's the thing: they put Bill Cosby in jail with no evidence.
They sure did.
Yeah, exactly. No,
but they proved jail and built the case. Yeah, you're right.
Mandrell, no, because one part of what Bill Cosby did is he fucked himself when he actually kind of admitted to the Quaalude thing. That's where they kind of got it. But my thing with this case, okay, the only thing when it first came out, I thought it was funny because it came out after he asked for the trade. That's what made me my attendants go, okay, this is a little weird. This don't come out till he asked for a trade.
Exactly.
But hold on. The fact that you had to hire over 20, because see, this is one thing that we all know about professional athletes. When you find one good massage therapist, you stick with them.
Right.
This nigga had like 20, 30 of them.
That is true. That is definitely true.
Now, hold on. Okay, but again, I'm just saying, if he had 20, 30 therapists, and then you go to in Texas, listen to me. I don't even like Stephen A. Smith, but he had a point. Stephen A. Smith said, you mean to tell me a black man in Texas with some money, they had an opportunity to take this man's life and career, and they did not do it? He said they mustn't have shit to go on.
Well, no. Now I'll tell you this: that owner, he got pull out there.
Well, yeah.
So say if they try to, all that owner got to do is and it ain't moving nowhere. That's why I said it kind of made me feel away when he asked for the trade, and all of a sudden the floodgates open. But going off of that, if he was telling them because he played for them, and then once they let him go, he was like, "Fuck it, do y'all," then it is what it is. You feel me?
Right.
But again, the only thing that just makes me look at it funny is, again, professional athletes. Once you find one good massage, you sticking with that person.
Stick with that one.
Period.
That's the one that worked.
30.
There's no point. Yeah. There's no point in going to anybody else. This is the one that worked.
Any kind of I don't think he's saying that he didn't even go to these women. He's saying that he didn't touch them. Right. So the fact that you had to hire that many makes it look real weird to me.
Right. And Patrick, here go Patrick, they dropping some jewels.
Nah, NFL suspended him for 6 games.
He didn't get suspended. What are you talking about?
He didn't.
He got 6 games. Yeah, he got 6 games.
Yes.
Okay, watch this. Watch this. Ben Roethlisberger hemmed a girl up in the bathroom and raped her. Yeah. And he got 6. This man penis rubbed up against a leg. He got 11 and a $5 million fine, bro.
But he got like 30 motherfucking 2.
You know
or how many accusations? 25 or something?
Yeah, man. I mean,
bro, like serial with it. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like I said again, you can't prove it on his end, and you can't prove it on their end.
Exactly.
And I don't know why the league. Man, I did not know Roger Goodell's salary was $53 million a year. God damn, what is he doing for $53 million a year? God damn.
That job ain't easy.
Protects the interests of 32 billionaires. That's what he's paid for.
Exactly. And that's chump change for them.
Tommy, you'll take the job, huh?
Goddamn right.
Tommy be suspended. Hey, listen, man, you fucking weird.
Going down the hole, starting with the Niners, the Patriots. Oh, I'm fucking all over. I'm having a conversation with all them refs.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro.
Motherfuckers up my West Coast fucking accent.
I'm fucking everything up. I ain't gonna lie to you,
man.
I'm gonna make it a half a season. I'm gonna make that shit look like a joke, dude.
Man. So even him, and then we could talk about Bill, right? Because Bill still got women coming out the woodwork saying he touched me in '94. You know, I was washing my car and he just passed by me and grabbed my ass. You know, and I heard a lady say, if y'all have not watched the documentary about Bill Cosby, I can't remember the name of it, but these women were talking about Bill. They said, you know, Bill was very charming, he was loving, he was caring. A lady said her son died, and she asked Bill Cosby for some pills. He gave her the damn pills. She woke up, she started kissing on him, he started kissing on her, and then she lost control of herself, and she woke up, Bill Cosby was coming out the shower naked. Now, I'm gonna go with Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin said, back in the day, all of them was popping them pills, passing out, having sex with each other.
Remember Wolf on Wall Street?
Yeah.
He was taking them shit like they were Skittles.
Yeah.
That was a drug of the day, like cocaine was in the 80s.
Yeah.
It was a drug of the day, of that era.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just don't, I mean, the man got a $200 million plus contract that's guaranteed. So, you know, the first one in NFL history to be fully guaranteed at that amount, which is crazy.
And they started his contract next year.
Yep.
So when he loses all these games, it's only going to count on this last contract.
Yep. They did this. Hey, the Browns, they knew what they were doing. They knew. They say, man, you know what? He may get suspended. Let's not touch that $200 million. Let's let it wait till next year. And that's what's going to happen. You know? So, but anyway, let's talk about the accusation, man. How do you guys feel about a woman's voice being enough? Because I was watching The View one day. I said this before. And I remember a lady on The View said that she was a prosecutor before, right? Sonny Hostin was a prosecutor. And she said, you know, we're always looking for evidence for women. There's no evidence. And Whoopi Goldberg, who I love her perspective. She said, listen, ain't no evidence. Fuck it. We're not moving forward. We don't care. You know, you have to prove it in the court of law. And Sonny said, well, I was a prosecutor, and all we need for evidence is the woman's voice. That's it.
I hate that bitch.
All she got to do is just say he did it, and that's enough for me. And I prosecuted with the fullest of the law. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, it's
listen,
crazy.
Tommy B, what my $6 you owe me?
$6.
$6, nigga.
Oh, you $6?
Yeah, run me my money.
My bad. What's your cash app, sir?
You see what I'm saying? And that's all. Is that all we need to prove?
Yeah,
that Tommy B owe me $6? No evidence. I mean, no communication.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Dude,
come on, man.
She said the woman's voice is enough. So if the woman say you did it, basically
my voice is enough. Tommy, run me my $6, man.
Yeah, we're gonna believe the woman 100% of the time. Mr. Bennett, what are your thoughts?
I made it just $6 over me.
Well, obviously, I think that I think for a lot of these, especially these athletes in particular who put themselves in situations, you just have to move differently. I mean, we've been in this for too long for guys not to know how to move differently in these spaces. So I have very little empathy for Mr. Watson in this case, but who I do have empathy for was this brother who played back in the days. Name was Brian Banks. I don't know if you guys heard of his story.
Damn, he took my.
Now, for those of you who don't know, again, this was a man who was falsely accused of rape, and I'm going to call out his accuser. Where her name was Juanetta Gibson, and her mom name was Wanda.
And she was in on it, wasn't she?
She was right. Both of them were in. Wanda Rhodes. Both of them were in. He got her to confess that she did it through a private investigator that had the video. All charges against him were dropped, and she had gotten paid $1.5 million from the I think from the town, from the city, and was not obligated to give that money back, or they didn't know, no charges. Now, from what I understand, they spent all that money. So again, just having money is not the same thing as having wealth.
Money that quick.
Man, come on.
Went through the money. Yeah, the money's gone, and they're in hiding somewhere because they were supposed to pay back $2.6 million.
Didn't you say $1.6 million though, Mr. Bennett?
Yeah.
What's that?
You said 1.6 million, right?
They were awarded 1.5 million from
1.5 million.
Yeah, from the
How
city.
do you run through that cheese like that? Help me out. And you got nothing to show
you
for
hear
it.
You hear it all the time. You hear these lottery winners.
You got no businesses. Like you can't.
Yeah, but how many times you hear these lotto winners or whatnot? 5 years later, they broke.
Bro, so no, you tell me you can't make something shake with $1.5 million?
Bro, they're not educated to do so, right? They don't know how to use that money.
Then take your time. You got the money. Take your time and learn.
Right,
it's time to shine.
Them weird.
But she admitted she was not gonna help to exonerate him, and she wasn't expected to be caught with the private investigator. But she admitted that she wasn't going to help him out because she didn't want to get that money back. And she's to this point, she's her nor her mother have been held accountable for anything.
No jail time, no nothing.
She needs to get whatever he got, they ought to get. So, so I definitely think if you can certainly prove it, then I think absolutely you need jail time. You need whatever, you throw the book at her. But as far as he said, she said,
I think they should get twice what the guy got. If they get caught lying,
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, they took him out the game.
Well, go ahead.
They took him out the game at the prime of his career, bro. Took him out, bro. And then when he came back, he tried, man, but he just was never the same, bro.
Well, I mean, it happened in high school. He's supposed to be going to USC.
Yeah,
17 years old at the time. Yep.
And then he went to Atlanta. He played for the Atlanta. Atlanta Falcons for a minute, and then he just wasn't the same, bro. But now
tried out. I don't think he made.
Didn't he go to jail?
Yeah, he was in jail for a minute.
Yeah. For how long?
How long was he in jail, Mr. Bennett?
6 years, I think.
6 years. Yeah, but nothing.
Into it now. Yeah,
nothing.
Prison.
6 years of your damn career gone.
But you know what though, Black Man?
6 years of your life gone.
What goes untalked about is it's not just him. It's happened to a few black athletes coming out of high school. I know one in particular that was supposed to went to Florida State. Dude, he got accused of rape. He didn't, and the girl after he did his bid, she came out and said she lied. She only lied. She lied to her parents because her parents didn't want she didn't want her parents to know that she was having sex with a black guy. So she accused him of rape, Right. But he did his whole bid. He had a full ride to Florida State. This dude was a great football player. But not only him, I've heard several incidences. It's not Brian Banks just got put on the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? But
Nate Parker as well. Nate Parker got falsely accused at Penn State.
He sure did. Right? Hey, so 1 second, guys. Hey, Tamika, thank you so much for your $2.99 super sticker. I'm gonna give you the IT guy tonight. I think the IT guy wants to thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it, sweetheart.
That money clip us got a new now looks like. Whoa, upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like. Whoa.
All right, thank you so much, Tamika. But yeah, I just, it's a lot of men that has dealt with this, and let's take the celebrity out of it. I mean, I ain't gonna say these guys were celebrities, but let's take the well-known guys out of it. There are regular 9 to 5 guys that are going through the same thing.
This is why you don't mess with women at work. Fellas, you do not shit where you eat. Do not, under any circumstance.
I broke that rule, Mandrell.
Yeah.
I told my younger cousin this. I said, look, man, do not take any risk that could even possibly fuck up the bag.
Yeah.
What does he do?
Yeah, but it's
gets a job. Hold on, gets a job as a supervisor at Amazon, not the warehouse, corporate. So he get in the bag, right? A serious one. Doesn't listen, does what he wants. All right, what happened? You fucked the bag up.
Yeah, Mandrell.
It happens. I mean, you don't mess with women at work, man.
No, Mandrell, we just had this conversation on another panel. Talking about, I don't know. I worked around women most of my career, outside of the army, whatever. They're women. A lot of them look good. Most of them don't, but there's some of them that look good. And you got to be able to control that meat. Now, I'm not saying all dudes are innocent, guilty, whatever, but there's going to be a vagina that dangles right around, or over here, just wobbles. You can't be that dude at your desk.
Dangling.
Don't do it.
Vagina dangling.
Here's the thing: if you work from 7 to 4:30, there's high risk buns walking past your office. Wait till 4:30 and go to Walmart, go to the club somewhere, and get other buns that you can have, versus losing it all over buns that you can't. Take the dry meat. You're at work anyway. Take the dry meat.
Yeah,
Wait a minute, I damn near fell out my chair.
I get women high and by when I'm at work.
I'm saying, Tommy.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Tommy.
I'm on my 26th year with my wife I met at work. So yeah.
But you found you a good one though. He found him a good one. But
wait.
Hey, Mr. Bennett, well, go ahead.
You later been at work. You're breaking rules, man. You got
but that's a different generation, right?
You're right. We ain't signing. You're right.
That's like, because the thing about it now, you gotta look at the big picture, right? Believe all women opens up for mob rule.
Exactly.
And that shit bleeds over to other things where, you don't need any evidence to prosecute a black man, because that's what that shit always comes down to, right? We will take something over here and say it's president to make something over here to further press a black man. So I'm happy for you, Mr. Bennett, but that is a different generation, man.
If I had a son today, I would probably school him differently in terms of how to go about operating in that space.
Because even here in China, right? I mean, like everybody here meets their wives or husbands at work as well. But here, you know what I mean? Like a woman says this or that, you just say take your ass home, deal with it there. Like it doesn't. You know what I mean? But in America, that shit, you know what I mean? Like if she says something happened, in the eyes of the law, it happened, regardless of proof or not.
Right. Yeah, but women get over there get beaten with keyboards in a police station.
Yeah, and again,
I mean, goddamn, dude.
And again, you could be, man. We brought up work, but it could be outside of work. It could be a woman down the street that cut Mandrell cut her off. Coming down the street, and she can call up Mandrell. This is how much power women have. She can call. You can cut her off going down the neighborhood you live on. She can call the police and say, "There's a guy. His name is Mandrell. He's a little short guy. He has a black hat on. He lives down the street. He raped me. He raped me behind my trash can." Guess what the police gonna do, Mandrell? What? They're gonna come to your house, knock at the door, and put your ass in handcuffs. They're not gonna ask you, did you do it? They're not gonna ask you no questions. The only thing they're gonna tell your ass is watch your head, sir. When they put your ass in the back seat of that car. Period.
You know what I'm gonna say to them?
Mandrell won't have to watch his head.
One second. Give me a second. So did y'all guys see on TikTok? I believe it was TikTok or YouTube. I forgot. So a white woman was working out, and then she just set up her camera.
Yeah,
and
we saw that.
The manager, he got. They asked him to like take leave and shit. No proof. All he was a manager. He was like, "Is there a problem?" And they still put his ass on leave. And then it was another YouTuber or TikToker that was like, "Hey, no, you can't do that, and we'll put you on blast." Blah blah blah. So he got reinstated, right? But I mean, it was basically all she had to say. Even with video proof shows, he didn't look at her. All she had to say was this dude was a pervert. Even with video proof showing, he didn't, and his black ass still got dismissed.
Hey, we ain't signing. Here's what men gonna have to do: 250,000 and up, or 500,000 and up. You got to claim you got to claim to play for the other team. That's the only protection you're gonna be able to have in years.
Well, the LGBT is the new black tax, right? Because back in our day, you can get jobs and stuff like that, put on glasses, look non-threatening. But now, if you want to make it up there, man, LGBT, new black tax. That's right, man. That's right.
You're gonna have to pay somebody. You're gonna have to pay Sam to come to a couple of meetings, pretend like that's how it is.
Sam.
Then you go home your way. That's what you're gonna have to do to protect your job. They coming strong now.
Yeah, because the only man they respect is the gay man. To be if we're being honest, they respect the man that emasculates himself to become them, and they'll respect him. They're not gonna respect a alpha male man in no workplace. Hink in the building. What's going on, boy?
I figure out what I walked into, dog. God damn.
So, man, listen. We talk about these accusations, and I think that a woman. We're saying that a woman can really say anything and have a man locked up. Like right now, Hink. Hey, it's the guy. It's the guy down the street. He got a big beard, and they call him Hink. He raped me. And you going to jail?
Don't put that body on me, black man. Don't put that body.
And so my thing is, guys, do you think it should be laws against that? How easy it is for a woman to just say it and they just come get you?
Yeah, I think it should be consequences and repercussions that they
absolutely.
They get caught.
Harsh consequences for that shit.
Right.
Yeah, because this shit is no different from swatting, right? Where white people just call the cops on you. This is the same thing as swatting, in my opinion.
Right.
Hey, Black Man.
I think I want to be a bit more practical, and I think we have to talk more about how, because as far as the laws changing or any efforts to get laws changed, I think we just have to be better about how you move. Now, I know, Black Man, I know you got roasted by women talking about how you raised your son and how they need to maneuver around women. But I think that needs to be across the board. I think men, we just have to learn how to move different, because I don't think you're going to get these laws changed. I think women, even like I said, even the woman the woman and the mother who I mentioned earlier, who confessed that they were lying, still there wasn't the groundswell or the momentum to prosecute them for it. So if it's not going to happen, then we just need to change how we move.
And exactly, bro. And the
more high profile you are, it should almost be the first time you get into the league. I know they'd be having those meetings when the rookie classes come in. They try to teach them how they go or whatever. They need education on that, because it's just not in your best interest. And Deshaun, like I said, for him to be moving as recklessly as he was, even if he didn't do anything, it was reckless what he was doing. And some guys who might have gotten away, like I know Derek Jeter, from what I understand, might have been the biggest player of them all. But
Jeter,
how he never got caught, or why nobody went after him, I have no idea. But he just got lucky.
Man. You saw the gift basket he would buy him.
It's a gift basket. You had to leave. You had to leave your cell phone when you came into his house. You leave your cell phone at the door and all that. He gave you a gift package, but still, that's not going to stop a woman.
Right.
The type of money that he made, that's not going to stop a woman from making some kind of accusation. So how he was able to maneuver the way he did for so long is a miracle itself. But that shouldn't be a model. And so everybody thinks they could be the next.
Mr. Ben, he wasn't going the cheap route like fucking Deshaun Watson did. I mean, Deshaun Watson tried to get some old Waffle House chick to give him a massage and rub his ass down and get a head job later. See, that was his problem. He went the cheap route, go to these massage parlors. Jeter went to and got him some escorts. They signed.
I was about to raise that as a topic, because I remember
exactly what he did.
I remember KS talking about this, saying that if you're a high profile man, again, I don't necessarily, I'm still wrestling with it a little bit, but he was actually suggesting as a tactic that you should go the professional route if you're young and if you're not married, because again, the whole idea behind that is you're not paying for the sex, you're paying for the privacy, or you're paying them to leave. Right.
So Mr. Bennett,
Would that be the way folks should be? Brothers should be moving in these spaces given these times.
And I think
Freezy was next. Then you can go.
Go ahead.
I was gonna be real quick. I think this also, as far as like what kind of charges should be brought up on women like this. To be honest, I've been saying this for a long time. I think women should be treated the same way sex offenders are treated. It should be on their rap sheet for the rest of their life. Wherever they move, they should be labeled
I'm down with
as a woman that could possibly ruin your whole life. Yeah, you should be able to look a woman up, look her records up and tell if she's tried this before. So you can, it'll be to your discretion if you're going to move forward with this woman. Because a lot of women some women make a living off of these type of things, man.
Exactly, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to be careful with this type of stuff. And let me tell you something. The reason why I liken it to sex offenders is because these guys, not trying to be funny, but these guys' lives are being great. Literally, like they're being, I'm saying, up they're breaking the broomstick off on these guys. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, they are.
And these guys, a lot of these guys are never able to bounce back when it comes to their potential in society that they had in the beginning. And it's just sad. And I don't think the spotlight is being put on this situation. And I'm glad you're doing a show about this, Black Man, because it's a very serious situation. But yeah, and I agree with what you said about Deshaun.
And how many men have gotten deleted? How many men have gotten deleted because of lies? How many men are in jail right now? Boy, listen, I sat. This is what made me want to do the show. I sat, man, bruh, and listened to these prison stories, bro. And there was this guy that got accused of raping this woman. They gave this man 36 years. And he was on his 25th year. And he said every night he was in there, they would put him in a room and play a loudspeaker and play noises and say, this is the devil, you going to hell. Like they just mentally just destroyed this man. After 25 years, the woman came forward. One of her friends or somebody came forward and said, listen, I can no longer, my friend told me I can no longer live with this guilt. My friend lied. This man is innocent. We know who raped her. It was a dude that she really liked in school, but she didn't want to have sex with him. But she had to blame it on somebody else. So the boy she really liked wouldn't get in trouble. And the woman ended up marrying the man that raped her and lied on the other man. And he did 26 of 35. They let the man out. And when they let him out, guys, he was dead in 6 months.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just trying to find out how these niggas gonna be killing these bros. Oh, they be out of here.
Man, he did 26 of 35, bro. And he was innocent the whole time. Bro, this shit pisses me off. I'm serious.
Anyway.
It pisses me off.
Yeah, Tommy, I can't say what I want to say on YouTube.
Guess what? Women don't talk about this though. Women don't bring these issues up. All this complaining that we have from women, they never talk about these women that's ruining these guys' lives. Never.
Yep. And then listen, to all the guys that say this, let me tell you something. You can take vetting out of it. It ain't gotta be a woman that you're vetting for dating or marriage. It can be just a plain Jane ass female that don't like your ass, that has the same laws that say, listen, if your man can be taking care of your child, and we got a law that says if you don't like the female he with, put him on child support. That same system tell these women you can allow these men, they can be in jail 10, 20, 30 years. And you can put them in there, and when they get out and we find out you lying, you can still live your life. And these men, listen, there's a guy in jail right now. He's a black guy. Kim Kardashian, Lord have mercy, is trying to help this man get out of prison. They arrested this man, and they had a fast track trial. I mean, had him in jail in less than 45 days. He was in there. They sentenced this man and everything in 45 days. Here we go, 36 years later, this man is an elderly man now. Mm-hmm. No, I'm lying. He went in when he was 17. I think he's 56 now. 56. And so Kim Kardashian trying to get him out. However, they found out the DNA didn't match his. He's still locked up, y'all. They got proof that the DNA from the woman don't match the man. The blood samples don't match the man. They didn't have DNA back then, but they tested it. The blood don't match his. Everything that little thing they did on the woman, all that stuff do not match any of his DNA, bro. This man's still locked up until a trial come up. How much more do you need to see to know the man didn't do it? Dude, this I'm telling you, this topic, brother, it pisses me off.
No, wait, man, wait now. We have to wait until all the evidence comes in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
We have to wait until all the evidence comes in. I want to look at it.
Exactly, bro.
Okay. In fact, let me fix this problem here for you right now. Check this out. Yes, thank you. Now I have to wait until all the evidence comes in, okay, before you bring it before my courtroom. I want to look at it, and then we'll see if things are wrong. Now, if things are wrong, we'll take steps and measures and legalese and things like that to settle this in a civilized manner.
And let me tell y'all this. You know the guy that got out, and I told you.
Listen, that's what you hear.
Yeah, that's
ridiculous stuff like that on the news all the time, right? Yeah. And then when it comes to actually doing something, release him. They release him, and then that's it. Your Honor, how do you feel about having this guy locked up so long? No comment.
That guy that did 26, the guy that did 26 or 35 and deleted himself 6 months after he got out. Guess how much the state gave him? $30,000.
Wow.
Well, listen. You can't.
Wow.
You can't.
$30,000.
No, wait. We can't make him rich, black man. Damn. What you want? We already let him out,
bro.
Wait, was he black?
What? Wait a minute. I damn near fell out my chair.
Wait, was he black?
Yes.
Oh, hell, you're lucky he got that. Come on. What you want us to do here? We ain't made him money.
He should have got $1 million for every year he served.
Oh, come on now.
Exactly. Hey, I'm with you on that, Heat.
We can't give him that kind of money. He's black.
Thing about it is you're guilty till proven innocent. It's the other way around with
No. That's not the way my justice system works. You are always innocent until proven guilty, even though we will detain you and not release you until you pay me money. Okay?
Man, you come.
But no. We call it bail or bond, however you want to pronounce it.
Harrison Family Values. Check your inbox,
really
brother.
Matter. But
Mandrell, you coming off with that white Negro energy tonight.
Hey, listen. I've been in enough rooms with him. I've been in enough rooms with him.
Now, Harrison Family Values.
Wild like that, bro.
Yeah, Harrison Family Values. Thank you for being here tonight, man. I did send you the link. It says here, if people are objective and consider justice, they would accept the idea of a consequence for women who go to court and lies about the paternal custody of their child. Listen,
Harrison Family Values, we can't just assume the mother is lying, okay? We can't do that. What mother would lie like that? She's a mother. Okay, we have to give the mother the benefit of doubt.
Let me get Hink in here. Hink, what do you think about women?
You agree with me, right? You agree with the justice
and they can just say whatever they want to, and the judge just go with it, bro.
She's a mother, black man.
You know what got me fired up? What got me fired up is that I just watched several of these cases back to back of these men that are now just getting out of jail. Can you imagine going to jail when you're 19 years old and you get out when you're 58 and you were innocent?
That's terrible, man.
That is horrible.
Here's the thing with that, though, black man. Also, you got to look
then
at
they got raped 15 times while they were in.
Well, more than that, probably.
Come on, man. That's horrible, bro.
You also have to look at this, too. He went in at 19, get out at 58. His whole life is over. He never lived a life. Like, all he knows is institutionalized prison system. How does he come out here and leave and live? I mean, how does he come out of that and live? True. What kind of life is he going to live?
But see, cases like those aren't popular with, that's why I say Black Lives Matter. They always get criticism with this. The BLM move, that shit is a crock of shit. They don't when guys are caught in situations like that, they don't highlight stuff like that. You know why? Because it's not important.
It's not important. And Black Lives Matter has been proven to be a falsehood anyway. They don't really care about Black lives. They've been buying houses and turning them into fucking bed and breakfasts and shit like that. They've been caught doing all kind of shenanigans, so they don't matter. Now, what I'm saying is, I think that whatever woman accuses a man of assault,
she get the same sentence he got.
No, bullshit. You're still being too soft. She should get sentenced to twice what the man was going to get, or twice what the man had already gotten.
Right.
Whatever his sentence was, she gets double that.
Exactly.
But here's the thing: she should get the same thing. No, this ain't equality. No, you took that woman's word for it with no evidence, and you convicted the man and took his life from him. You stole that man's life, something that cannot be replaced.
Hey, Mandrell, even if they only gave these women 12 months, 18 months, after about 6, 10, 15 women getting locked up, the behavior will stop.
Mm-hmm. It will.
No.
Hold on one second, Mandrell.
I'm not letting them off like that. I don't know.
Mandrell, we got have some family values in the building.
I agree.
What's going on, man? Hey, I know you've been listening, man. You've been in
the
chat. So tell me give me your mindset on what we're talking about tonight, brother. It's good to have you here, man.
I don't know you, sir. What are you doing in my courtroom?
May I speak, Your Honor? May I address the court?
You may approach the bench.
Hey, welcome to the panel.
A pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, here's the thing, right? The courts will mandate a man to pay child support without proof of paternity, right?
Right.
And here's the woman going to going through the legal process, and without knowing who the child's father is, and let's say, for argument's sake, for the sake of the conversation, she was sexually involved with 3 men at the same time. She doesn't know who the father is, but she's probably going to pick the one who's more financially stable. I choose you, like Pokemon. I choose you.
Right.
And she goes to the judge or the court or whatever and say, "This is the child's father. I want child support," without proving and that's the father, and she could be lying, and she probably knows she's lying. She's going to be given child support, and then it's up to the father to prove that he's not. I think if anybody goes to the law, right, and lies, because if I've gone through the process, and I remember going through the process and taking the oath, saying, "Do you swear to tell the truth?" Yeah, I had to do that.
Yeah.
And if I lie under oath, there's consequences for that.
Right.
So if you're going to child support court, right, you are, essentially promising to tell the truth. So if you lie in court, okay, and this goes for men and women, just period. If you lie in court, and it's been found that you lied in court, you need to be consequenced, period. And here's the thing: a father, I got my AI talking to me. A father is going to be held responsible by the courts to pay that child support. But if a woman lies, she needs to be held accountable too and be held responsible as well. Which means that every dime that he paid out, justice now, it probably hasn't happened yet, but let's consider the justice aspect of it. Every dime she paid out, she owes him, plus interest.
Yep.
And that's just what's right. Let's think of it objectively. Let's take our feelings out of it, men, women. What's right is right. So if I had intimacy with a female and she says I'm the father, and I wind up not being the father, and she knows that I'm not the father, and she takes me to court for child support, it's only right that I am compensated, right, or refunded the money that I paid out. It's not about feelings. It's not about, what if she, no, period. Even if let's say she did not know, right? Let's say she did not know, and I still wind up not being the father, and she took me to court without proof, the onus should still be on her.
Right.
Period. And that's just what's right.
No one's I think no one's gonna disagree with you in regards to what should happen. But one thing that I'm learning in a lot of these spaces when we're talking about this is that even when actual crimes are committed, in fact, we're seeing it now in our political system. A crime can be proven that
Thank you, Tommy B, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you.
But if the second half of it is there is the will to prosecute. And that piece seems to be missing in a lot of these instances. We can go down and cite the law verse in the law book, but there still has to be the will of a prosecutor to bring charges. How many times? Let's flip it to the other side. Those who actually have committed rapes against women. That swimmer guy, for the preppy swimmer guy who was accused, but then the judge said, "Oh, well, putting him in prison would do harm, mental harm to him if we put him in prison." When it was actually proven factual that he actually did that to the woman, but because of his standing, because of who his parents were and their status in society, there wasn't the will to carry through with it. So we can talk here all day about what should happen, and by the book, it should happen. You're absolutely right, but there has to then be a follow-up to say, is there the will of either the DA or the courts to actually go through and to bring that to trial, to indict and to bring the trial? That's a secondary matter, and I'm just seeing in a lot of these spaces, you just don't have the willpower of DAs and court systems to bring women to justice. It's the will's not there for whatever reason.
Can I, is it okay if I ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
Every time there's like a movement, right, or a change in the pendulum or the change in the needle, right, happens because people make noise. Are we making enough noise about this?
Well, I would like to answer that if I could. The thing about it is that what you're missing is the financial incentive. I've mentioned this before, right? How, California alone makes like $400 million off of child support, right? You got to look at it, right? There's always an incentive to incarcerate men, and especially black men. And I think that we really don't, for some reason, we kind of ignore that and think that life is kind of fair, and all we need to do is just do these specific things. But it doesn't work like that. America works on money and power, and right now there's more money and power and believing women, getting men to pay child support regardless, especially with this inflation and recession. And then on top of that, right, women are the economy. We're in the she economy in America, right? They outspend us by 3 to 5 times. It doesn't make sense to keep locking up women, right? They spend the most money, and they get you to spend money on them as well, right? So if we start locking up women, because of my belief is that women are just as much as criminal as men, if like really guilty, and if we start locking up women, then that's going to be a problem for the economy. Because look at this, black men alone, there's more black men incarcerated than all the women in prison in the world. So even if you just start locking up to the level of white men, or that's going to be a huge hit to the economy. So these things are not going to change, right? And unless the only way you change that is by changing the economy, switching the focus off of women to men, and that's how you get justice.
Hey, I just think, and I said this before, and everybody thought it was a joke. I just think that it should be, when people are like that, it should be long suffering. And I said this, it was a joke, but I meant it. I think when the women do men like that and take their lives, and these men been in jail 15, 20, 25, some 30 years, and they finding these men not guilty and letting them out, I think you should take those women, get a nice plane, fly just a nice airplane, and fly them over to the Amazon and say, if you can, we're going to leave you here for 10 days. And when we come back, if you make it out, you deserve to live. You don't, you don't. And drop them right in the middle of Amazon. And just let them go.
I mean, put that shit on TV because I'm watching.
I mean, I'm just, and put up some cameras, and let and just let them watch, and let's watch. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just saying, what else can we do to family value? I mean, I'm glad that you're here, bro, because I just don't understand how the court system for years have continued to ignore that women are lying at an enormous rate and men are being imprisoned at an alarming rate. And then we're going back finding out these men are not guilty at all.
Money, because I would say right now, about 50% of men that's on child support are probably wrongfully on child support. in some shape, form, or fashion. And then on top of that, child support was designed for married women in the beginning, right? It wasn't designed for like, oh, you having kids out of wedlock. That shit was designed for married women. And I would say today, and this is a grossly underestimation, 50% of men in America are probably are wrongfully on child support. Probably 50, maybe more, but at least 50%.
And let me say this, man, about the whole thing that you're talking about. You know, even with the child support system, when I was 19 years old, I worked with a guy, I sold cars. And I worked with a guy, and his son was in a bad accident, right? And he had to give blood. And he's thinking that him and his son have the same blood type, you know, because that's what the mom told him. Man, you and your son got the same. He goes to donate blood, can't give blood. Now, him and the mom have not been together. The boy just turned 17. The mom, they broke up. He raised this boy, took him fishing, took care of him. And he found out when this boy was 17 years old that boy wasn't his. At 17, he'd been paying child support for 17 years. What do men do in that situation? Harrison's family guys, please. I'm gonna let you please go first. You're the guest. I mean, please go first, brother. Please.
18 years, and on his 18th birthday,
he found out it wasn't his.
Yeah, Kanye was prophetic in that.
Yeah,
But
he was.
I think, again, it's. I think what we ain't signing about it being a money game is absolutely true. But what we have to also accept is that the system is designed for, you know, the way it's supposed to be designed. What we need is a landmark case. What we need is money, right? Poured into a specific person, a landmark case. Take it to the Supreme Court and say, this isn't right. Constitutionally, it's not right.
Right.
So that's what we need. So I think he's right with as far as it being a money game. As long as these people, you know, the states are incentivizing this kind of thing, nothing is ever going to get done. Unless we start pouring money and resources into things like this, into saying, you know what, we're ready to take this to the Supreme Court and make this a nationally televised situation where people can see. Because here's what's happening. We're in pockets, right? And it's happened to black men individually. People don't care what happens to black men individually, you know? Right. And there's money when you can exploit what's happening to black men collectively. Black Lives Matter is an example of that, all right? If we can, you know, show how black men are disproportionately being killed by police, people are going to give money to that because but if one black man was shot by, nobody would care, okay? So what we have to come together and say, you know what, this is happening to more black men in general, but black men specifically, we need to put resources into one, like they did with Rosa Parks, right? They were tired of being forced to sit in the back of the bus. So they found somebody who would be, you know, would tug on the heartstrings of, you know, whites and blacks alike. So they found Rosa Parks and said, hey, we're going to make you the poster child. I want you to go on this bus. We're going to have cameras set up, right? And then we're going to take this to the extreme, right? We're going to get what we want. And for us to get what we want, we have to be strategic in how we go about doing it. And one of those things is not ignoring the system. The system is designed the way it's designed. So what we need to do is be smart about the system, know the Constitution, and say, you know what, we're ready to take this to the highest level possible and make it nationally known. Not like, because this is all good. Like us talking about this is good for us, right? But if we don't get 10 million people watching this, we're not going to move the blip at all.
Right.
But if we can find a lawyer that's going to be willing to take on a hard case like this, take it locally, then at the state level, and then at the Supreme Court level, we'll be able to make some moves. But it takes money to do that.
And
So
can
I add something? Because I'm going to peel off. I have something to do. So if I could just add 2 points. Okay. So the first point I want to say is that in China, there was a similar situation. There was two. One woman who got like plastic surgery, got married to her husband, found out the kids, right? She got sued for $30 million. Then another dude found out that his kid wasn't his. She got sued for $50 million, and she did like 20 years in jail here. But that's a patriarchal society. The laws are designed that way. In America, it's not designed that way. And so what we need to do as far as being solution-based, you have to make it too expensive to prosecute black men. So let's take the Rosa Parks situation, right? The reason why the boycott was so successful is because they started to lose so much money, right? It became too expensive for just having black people sitting in the back of the bus, right? And that's how you change it. So you change it by you change the child support laws by making it too expensive to keep doing that shit. Because America operates on money, point blank, period. Yes, there's racism. Yes, there's structural white supremacy, right? But all of that is designed for the end game of resources. So when you make it too expensive to do these things to us, then white supremacy will change. And thank you, black man. Y'all take care, and I'll be listening.
All right, brother. Now, I will say this to add on. I'm going to say this, then I'll let you go, Dusto. Cool. I will say this to add on to what you said, Harrison, family values. All the people that, and I watch a lot, I read a lot. I try not to talk about it as much, but I got to tonight, because all these laws have been passed without anybody asking them to be passed, right? Or it didn't take a lot to pass the laws for the LGBTQ community, right? Anything that's emasculating to black men, they support 1000%. But I think when it comes to what men need and the value of the black man, I think that we're going to be slow to do that. And I just don't understand how laws could be, even like in Detroit, in Michigan, where a woman can literally tell a man, "This your child," and get benefits. They had a lady on the news that said, "Yeah, I knew the baby wasn't his, but I put him on the birth certificate." They put this man on child support. This man said, "Why am I on child support? Why am I on child support? I don't even know this woman." She said she did it because she needed benefits. She needed food stamps. So she lied. And guess what? She still get those food stamps, still get those benefits, and that man still had to pay that child support.
After the courts found out.
He
wasn't the father. And here's the thing. He's not the only one. There are several guys just like him who are paying child support for kids, and they never even had sex with a woman.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And the courts know this, here, brother. And they still make them pay the money anyway. Now, my thing is this. If you don't pay the money, you go to jail. But how can that stick? Like, why is there not a lawyer who can fight that case when it's clearly not the law? You didn't prove shit. In fact, you proved that he wasn't the father. Like, there's one judge who this guy fought tooth and nail to get himself off child support. Took him years. The judge said to him in the courtroom, female judge, mind you, "I will grant this on the basis of proof and evidence. However, I find it deplorable that you, sir, choose to bastardize a child simply because it's not yours."
Let me say this real quick.
You heard that, man? Family values?
Because we got some super chats. So let me say this real quick. Let me acknowledge the super chats real quick. Let's see who we got here. We got No Captivity. He's with Freezy. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He said elected judges are like politicians. It is politically incorrect to not protect women in America. Men are casualties of politics, especially black men. And then we also had one from Lil Podcast. The podcast says, "Salute to the Black Man family." And the panel, we're going to play a super chat cut real quick, and then we'll come right back and we'll get back into the conversation.
Yeah.
Man, this is crazy tonight, brother. We got to talk about it, but it's crazy.
I'm back in my bag, yo. Conscious. ISO. Down. Back in my bag and I ain't gotta brag, I do this shit for real. When we was down and we had nothing, we had to share a meal. We put the shit in overdrive with no steering wheel. Shorty throw that thing back in a pair of heels. Yeah, she be riding on that thing.
Thank you, Tommy B. Tommy B said I'm giving her life.
Brown skin, caramel. Know I had to bring it to the hood like she Karen Civil when she keep keep on turning head, cause when she woke that thing jiggle, jiggle. And we going back to back on them like we Huey and we Riley. This that back in my back, low, we back again so highly. This that back in my back, low, we back to change the climate. This that back in my back, low, we bring the force like Tommy.
All right, we are back with the conversation. Now, Freezy been waiting, so Freezy, let me get Freezy go.
Wanted to respond.
Who did?
Harrison.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Harrison. Family Values. Then Freezy.
If that's okay, thank you. But I think you brought up a good point about the person who was the judge, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that homegirl from last week, the therapist who went off.
Yeah.
So here's what's happening, right? You have these. I have women with these ideologies getting into these positions of power that they can make decisions like this. Right? They're not balanced. They're not clear-headed. They're not about justice. They're definitely not blind. So they're getting into these positions of power in order to continue to put us down or keep us below. Like homegirl actually said in the video, right? She's a therapist, was calling black men bitchs in her video, and he gets mad when she got fired. Like she was shocked that she got fired because of what she said.
Right.
That reminds me of what you were saying about the judge. They put themselves in these positions of power, right? So that they can give themselves and their people, their groups, power as well. So because of that, okay, I'm going to help my sister out. I don't even have to know who she is, but we have the same hair texture. We have the same type of color on our skin. And even though this black man is not the biological father, I'm going to make sure that my sister gets what she needs. That's an issue we have here.
Yeah, even the judge they just put on the Supreme Court. What's her name?
Ketanji Brown.
Yeah. Ketanji Brown. Now watch this. Ketanji Brown has and I didn't want to say this, but she has a record of allowing men that are not our color, who are ediphiles, because you can't use that kind of language on YouTube, that are ediphiles and child molesters. She's given them sentences of as low as 6 months to a year, giving them 1.5 year sentences, not fully giving them those. But then you go look at her record for men our color. 15 years, 16, 17 years. Even our vice president, same thing. Same thing. She went on a warpath.
Wait. So you mean to tell me that you can say child molester, but you can't say pedophile?
You can't. I can't say
emotional, damn it.
Yeah, you can't say that either. Yeah, I said it. I shouldn't have said it either. I shouldn't have said the edophile or the Lester. But at the same time, a lot of those men did not get. A lot of those men that alter color did not get that time. But I did want to bring up Freezy. Freezy, what are your thoughts, man? Because I know you've been holding it in. I know Freezy, he's passionate about this subject.
I want to hear what Hink has to say too. Look at his face.
Hink next. Hink, when Freezy gets done, just hop right on in there, Hink.
Well, the dangerous part about this whole subject matter is women know they have the power. They know how much power they have, right? They know they're believable. They know that they can come in with a countenance on their face and accuse a man of doing something foul, and they're going to be believed. The man is going to be guilty before proven innocent. And just, I'm gonna tell you something. White women is one thing, right? But for a sister to, like what you just described about the guy, I think the guy was from Detroit, with the child support. For a sister to justify why she did that to this man, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this dude lost his job. I think his savings got depleted, and he was damn near homeless too. I forgot the man's name, but this sister, they showed this lady on the camera, and she was talking with a straight face, like, "Hey, I needed to do what I needed to do. My baby needed benefits," and it was just that simple. And I always say this: Black women are not going to feel like they need to change, because they know. Let's just be honest: the black race, when it comes to a totem pole, the black race is at the bottom. We don't like to hear that, but it's the truth, right? But black women are not going to show any urgency in changing. You know why? Because even though we're all at the bottom, they're on top of us at the bottom. So as long as they can maintain this position of power over us at the bottom, they don't care. They don't care. You know, they don't care if this guys' lives are being ruined. They're gonna keep spewing this narrative that we ain't shit. We don't take care of our kids. We're leaving the homes and stuff like that. You know why? Because that helps them out to paint a bad picture of us, a bad narrative. Bad narratives need to be painted for black men because it's political.
And you know what,
all about power on every level.
And you know what, Freezy? I've heard a woman say this before. I've seen a domestic violence case where the guy did not hit the girl, but the girl called and said he hit her. And when the police got there, I'm telling you, this is a neighbor. Before I moved into the home that my wife and I built here, the neighbor was next door. She said, he hit me. They arrested him. I remember like 4 months later, they were in an argument in the front yard. And he said, why you keep talking to me stupid? He said, I didn't hit you, but you make a nigga, want to grab you and shit. And she was like, you don't have to hit me. And the next words, man, I just went in the house and shut the door. She said, don't make me, hey, keep on talking. And she grabbed where's my cell phone? She grabbed her cell phone and she said, you want me to call him again? You know they're going to come get you. You want me to call him again? You say something else. Say something else. It's like they got them on. It's like they know they have that type of power.
They know they got it. They know they have it.
Well, Hank, what do you got, man?
I mean, why do dudes mess with them trans type women like that? Though?
Exactly. I was gonna say the same thing.
Exactly.
Why do you go back to that whore?
Yep.
She's in a headlock.
Because it was easy.
Over her back to the streets.
I don't give a shit, dog. If she gonna put my freedom and my life in jeopardy, ain't nothing good about going back to her. Her ass ain't that good. Her pussy ain't that goddamn wet. Her head ain't that goddamn good to put myself in my freedom in jeopardy. For what?
But she said she was sorry.
I can go get a sister.
But she said she was sorry.
Fuck her.
But is there a particular type of? But let's be honest. Is there a particular type of woman that's only capable of doing something like that, or are they chameleons?
Hey, let me say this, dog. Every 2 years, we have an opportunity to vote different politicians that can make changes in our neighborhood.
Exactly.
Us as black men need to take advantage of it. Now, we'll get on her, we'll cry, complain, and say all this shit now. Won't do nothing. Won't do a goddamn thing. You know what we'll do? We'll come on her next Friday and do the same goddamn thing. Complain about the same bullshit. But instead, you need to take your ass out there and put your money behind the politicians who's going to pass these laws that you want and you're going to need that's going to benefit you. Right. Let me tell you this. I think child support ought to be tax deductible. You ought to get tax credit for paying child support if you're paying child support.
Exactly. I agree.
This is some bullshit.
Oh, that's never going to happen.
Never going to happen.
You know how much money we gonna miss out on? Okay.
And Hank, let me ask you this.
Hank, I need your child support
because
money.
We talk about
and you paying taxes so I can afford my summer home.
Right. So we're talking about laws, Hank. Let me ask you this. What law, and this is for everybody, but I want Hank to go first. What law do you think that we can, as a politician, get behind a politician? What law should we go to this politician with to say, hey, listen, this needs to take place for men to be protected when it comes to women lying or women saying that you're the father when and they find out in the court you're not, when you lie on the man about graping you, but then you find out that the man really didn't do it and they're serving all this time. What would you tell a politician? What would you have in mind as a solution to that problem for the women who do that?
Well, any law that can affect me and my life and my freedom needs to change. Well, it's the family court law. I mean, would they need to come up with a law for anybody who sits down there making false reports and I get falsely locked in jail for whatever year, how many years, she needs a certain amount of time. So if I get 25, that heifer getting 25. And she ought to do every bit of it.
Yep.
And make it federal.
What politician is going
to? So she got to do 80% of that bullshit. Ain't no good behavior getting out on that. Hell no.
What politician is going to stand behind a law like that though?
And that's why I said what I said about
that.
the
Right money, they will stand by it if you get that money.
Well, so the thing is, the females are larger. Like that's what they're going to be looking to cater to. I think the brother said that earlier.
Right.
That's why I mentioned before about we're going to need, and I hate to say it like this, we're going to need like a sacrificial lamb to be put on the slaughter for this to happen. And when we find that sacrificial lamb, we got to be able to put our finances, resources behind them for this to happen. It's not going to change by us going to a politician. A politician will never hear us.
I'm telling you.
What has to happen is we need to find somebody that's in this situation, right? And say, you know what? I want you to appeal it. Like, you're not the father, let's appeal this. And then when they appeal it, all right, they go to the other, they got to go, usually they go local twice. They go to a different court, local court, and then they appeal it and then it goes to the states. Because child support is a state issue, it's going to have to stay in the state level. It's never going to go to the only way it'll be, it'll go to the federal level is if the state, let's say they don't, the judge, doesn't rule in favor, and then they go to the appeals, and then it goes to the Supreme Court. Okay, that's when it's federal. But we're going to need somebody to be able to say, you know what, I'm willing to fight this. Find a lawyer to say I'm willing to fight this, and give them the resources. Start a nonprofit organization that will hire lawyers to be able to do things like this. Going to a politician will never do it because politicians only want to stay in position.
Politicians are the ones that create the laws, though. See, the judge. The only thing the judge can do is he can rule whether or not if the verdict or the issue was it constitutional or not. But then the politicians, they're the ones who have to enact the laws. The judges can't enact laws, though.
But then you have to go back to the Constitution and fairness. So the judge has a right to say, you know what, this isn't right. What I'm saying is, if you find that if you have a good lawyer that's able to argue the case properly, right, and in the Supreme Court they argue in favor, or they rule in favor,
like Roe versus Wade.
Yes. So what happens then is now going forward, every other lawyer will have that landmark case to fall back on. And say, in this case, such and such, on date such and such, this happened. And then every other lawyer from that point on will have that landmark case to fall back on.
Dude, but do we realize if men actually went down there and did what we're talking about doing, how much big of a wave this would make?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Hank, we're talking men of all races, right?
A lot of men are dealing with this. This ain't just a black problem.
Yeah,
this is men of all races.
I was going.
Now that it cross races and ages and barriers, man, it's gonna create a big wave if it ever happens. Now we got to be willing on doing it.
Well, the problem is men are united. Oh, go ahead, Black Man.
No. I'm going to say Tommy B. After Dusto, Tommy B. Go ahead and jump in there.
I just see the bigger problem. Anything that's pushed in masses or that's funded goes. That's the American way. The alphabet community, they're united. They formed a community. They got money. They got celebrities backing them. Ain't nothing you can do. Just like women they're united, and then they went and formed the Simp Army, standing in the front lines. They're united. As long as men are too busy competing, or tearing each other down, or not picking sides, or forming 55 different militias, ain't nothing gonna change. Because at the end of the day, at least, especially as a black man, you can't even trust a man to your left and to your right. They'll simp you out for a Twinkie. Let's be real. I bet you if one of these chicks who did all of the accusing, or black man, if you put that chick dating that guy that was gonna call the police on her boyfriend, if you put her on this panel, somebody's going to be simping in the DMs. That's how weak men are getting. That's all I got.
Like that.
Yeah, we see a lot of them.
You mean
so
they've gotten?
They gotten.
They ain't getting.
We got them. And and welcome Billy to the show tonight, man. Billy, I'm gonna get you in here to ask you a question to the panel, and then after you, I'll bring up Lamont. Lamont, make sure you turn your camera on, brother, and then we'll bring you up once you settle and sitting with your camera on. Billy, but we'll let you ask your question first, and then we'll answer your question. Then we'll bring up the next guest. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, I'm about to slide out. Y'all have a good night.
Appreciate it, man. I'll call you tomorrow, Dusto.
All right, we'll talk. Y'all have a good night.
All right, brother. Have a good night. Be safe out there, bro.
All right, appreciate it.
Hit me up, man.
Yeah, now Billy. Now, what do you got? What's the question you have for the panel, man? We got some guys here ready to discuss.
Boy, I've been boiling in the back. Let me tell you, I went through exactly what this subject and talking point is going through right now. Like, there is no protection for us. There is none. I was with the mother of my child for 5 years. Did everything I could for this woman. Did everything I thought at the time a man should do for this woman, and it still didn't work. What eventually happened was she I'm not even gonna say she. I'm gonna say I lost interest in the relationship, and I decided to bring my attention elsewhere. And because I did that, the whole world fell down upon me. Let me tell you, she took my child away from me. She blocked me on social media, everything from Snapchat to Facebook. She changed her number. She did everything she could to get away from me. And not only that, but she told her family and friends that I abused her. Then she called the police and said that I actually abused her, sent her pictures that she did to herself. And I had to fight that case in court. I'm fighting felony charges as a father who can't see his daughter because the court system thinks that I am abusive. I think that my daughter would be in danger if she came around me, just because this woman said that was the case. And most women, let me tell you, you can do everything that you have to do in a relationship. The moment that you know that you don't do what they say do, you know, that narcissism shit, that matriarchy shit. The moment you start moving as a man on your own, that's no good to them. And so she made me suffer for that, and so I'm still suffering for that. And so I pay like $700 a month in child support. After the allegations, after the getting my child back and all that kind of shit, she went to the court and was like, "Yo, he make like $5,000 a month. I'm missing out. I don't make that much, but I have to prove to the courts now that I don't make that much." And it's very hard to prove that you don't make that much when you are a W-10 employee, when you work for yourself, when you're a contractor, when you're doing shit, building shit up from the ground up on your own terms.
It's
very hard to, when you got a woman like that on your ass. And it's almost predatory. You get what I'm saying?
It is predatory.
It's almost it's very predatory. And I know women, and my baby mama ain't the only one, because I know I'm from New Orleans, and I know chicks that prey upon dudes that are like that. Like anytime they see a dude with, anything going for themselves that's good, I got to get a baby out of him so I can control him.
Yeah. Hey, man. Well, thank you for your story, man. I appreciate it. Listen, a lot of men, I'll say this statement, like anybody else that wants to say something to you as well, but a lot of men are going through what you have gone through is with, and it's a shame, because when you go to court, the judge never says, "Father, how do you plan to love this child and be there for this child and care for this child?" No.
The same way I have been from the time
it's all it's all about money. They don't care how you care for the child. They don't care if you're going to spend time with your son or your daughter, or do daddy-daughter dates, or take your son to the football. They don't care. All the judge cares about is how much money we can get from you, how much money we can supply. And like I said, again, we talk about 300 million. Somebody said 300 million. Georgia, the state of Georgia, $2.3 billion in child support fees in 2021.
The state of Texas got $10 billion last year.
Man, and listen, and so
the highest state collected it. The Texas collected the most in child support per capita by state. and they got $10 billion last year.
Now, okay, man. Thank you, man, for being here tonight, Billy, man. Anybody else want to say anything to Billy before you get out of here? Encourage this man before he get out of here. Got anything you want to say to him before you go?
Now, y'all had a whole bunch of
I'm just.
Now y'all
leave that alone. I'm gonna tell your ass. Leave that alone. Don't go back to her just because she sucks your dick.
I got a woman. I got a whole new relationship. I'm about to be married. I'm good.
Okay, well don't be sneaking over her just because she ain't good ahead for you.
Yeah, don't make the same mistake twice.
Look. The only way she could ever come back is that.
Hell no. See, that's up right there.
No, ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Listen, please listen. The only way she could come back is if that she acted like the genie from Aladdin.
It wouldn't be a way for me though.
Nah, fuck that. You saying it's a chance?
No. She could be the maid. She could be our maid. Me and my girl. Me and my girl, we good.
I got a question.
Me and my girl, we good. But she could be the maid.
I'm gonna let her come back and be a maid.
That's what
I appreciate you, Billy.
Let me ask him a question.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, let me ask. So, Billy, what's your current status with the child that you don't see?
I see her now because I pay child support.
Okay, so you have access to her because of the child support?
Yes, because of the child. Only because of the child support.
How did that happen?
That's bullshit.
Because 4 years later, after we broke up, she decided to. I didn't know where she was. I didn't have no information on her. I tried to put myself on child support. They wouldn't let me because I didn't have any information about her.
All right, so because you put on child support, you were able to find out where your child was.
No, she put me on child support, and then I was able to. When she needed help, that's when the state came looking for me.
So in your state, they combine child support and visitation.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
That's two separate things. That's why I was asking. So you have access to your baby now.
In the state of Texas, you can only
Texas.
Get visitation rights if you're paying. Like you are guaranteed visitation rights if you pay child support.
Okay, yeah, it's a state by state issue then. Okay,
yeah, and even with Texas, and tell me, B, you can hop in right after this. Even with Texas, you got to understand up to 14 years. I think 14 years old. If that child's 14 years old, that's retro back in Texas. Oh, they're gonna show you.
Matter of fact, that she put me on child support this year, and that's why I'm paying so much.
How much is
they're making me pay for the years that so from the time we broke up, they're making me pay child support from the time we broke up.
How old is your baby?
She filed it this year.
Crazy.
How old is your baby?
My baby's 6 now.
They went back 6 years.
She was 2 when we broke up.
Okay. I see. Yeah, they're gonna go all the way back.
So they charge they take $500 a month.
Women are incentivized.
Time 4 years. That's like they was like you owe like $1,200. I mean not $12,000 in child support. Meaning that your monthly payments are gonna be about $842 a month. And if you can make payments on the initial claim, that the payment will go down. And I was like, is this a loan?
See, now in this situation, right? If you was trying to find the baby and she kept the baby from you, this is why we need lawyers that know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly. But that's what lawyers are saying is what was happening. I've been trying to find her since.
See, this is one of those things that if you get a good lawyer, right, that knows the Constitution and understands rights of people, they can swing this. Like stuff like that can be swung.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're not gonna fight because so if there's no law in the state saying that, or let's say they can argue that a law in a state is unconstitutional. So let's say if there's a law in a state that says you are required in Texas to pay child support from the time you broke up, but you were actively trying to find your child, and she kept the child from you for all these years. All right. This can be an argument about the Constitution and the rights of individuals. You have a right to you had the right to your child, right? but you didn't have an opportunity to see this child because she kept him from you. And now you're obligated to pay the child support. If you find a good lawyer, right? And this is why we need like an organization that be able to put funds in this kind of thing. They can swing this constitutionally. Let's say it's a law in the state. The lawyer could argue that this is an unconstitutional law and unfavorable for, imbalance in one way. So this law specifically favors women over men. You could find somebody to argue that, right, and take it to the Supreme Court.
Well, the thing is that I'm in a group called Rights for Fathers on Facebook. That's where I found my lawyer at.
Right.
Dennis Sperling is in there as well.
Yep.
And the thing about it is that there is no such thing as that. Like when it first happened, I went directly to the police station. Even though I had a warrant out for my arrest, I was like, I need to see my child. I need to know that she's okay. I need to know that everything is good. And so I went to the police station and I said, look, the mother of my child has kidnapped my baby. And this is that. And they said, what do you want us to do?
Right, that's a civil matter.
I said, can you find my child? They said, no.
That's a civil matter.
Job.
Yeah.
That's not our job.
Right.
It's with the child is with the mother. We can't do anything for you. And it's that. And so I went to the lawyers and they were like, you have to literally find her address for us to serve her paperwork. We cannot serve her if we do not have an address or any like contact information on this woman. Can't do anything.
Yeah.
But look, listen to this. But she goes down to the state office this year and she says that she needs help. And all of a sudden I'm on child support. How easy was it for her to do that? Rather than me even get my child back into like touching distance. Like I just want to know that my child is all right. They wouldn't even give me that like benefit of the doubt. They wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't help me at all with that. But the moment that she needed assistance, they were like, okay, we'll give you this, that, and the third. The father has to be on child support though for you to receive these benefits. Okay. Everything hits my door a week later.
Yeah, man. Well, Billy, man, thank you for your story, brother. I appreciate you, man. Hey, listen, man, big ups to you, brother. Please don't go back to no woman like this. And please
don't play me like that, bro.
Don't let her be your maid. Don't let her check your mail. Don't let her bring you grocery. Don't listen, even find somebody to meet you with your child. Don't even go and meet her.
Right. I mean, just wash my car. She can wash my house. I ain't letting her in the house, but I said she can wash.
She gonna key your car. Keep her away from your car.
Yeah. Me and Tommy B both like, fuck that. Don't come nowhere near my shit.
So Tommy B, man, what you got, man? Thank you, Billy. I'm gonna bring some other people up. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you,
all right,
man.
brother.
Billy, you tell that chick,
all right,
you're a part of a rebel alliance and a traitor.
All right, we got Lamont. Take her away here tonight. We also got Wes in the building tonight. What's going on, my brother? So Lamont, you've been in the chat, man, and you said you're very knowledgeable about this matter, and so, man, we would love to get your perspective, brother. But before you do, Tommy B has something you want to say. Then after Tommy B gets his out, then you can go ahead and go. Tommy B, what you got for us, brother?
I was gonna run off of what Hank said, and then just hearing that story, bro, like you that type of behavior doesn't come out of nowhere, dog. Like you gotta know that this chick is like got that type of evil in her, bro, before you put a seed in her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's I don't think that's some shit that just comes up out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I've talked about my situation with my kid's mom, and I never even could have imagined some shit like that going on. Like that's not even fathomable to me. So to hear that, and even to keep it 100 with you, for him to even speak as if it was even a chance in hell to even go back to that, that's crazy to me, dog. Like, I mean, it make me feel like he might fuck with another one like that. I mean, I'm just being 100 with it, bro. Because like that would be absolutely no chance. Like it wouldn't have been no. If
you can't,
no, bro.
No, you can't pressure wash my house. You can't be my maid.
Out.
No,
you can't be the genie.
But
no.
Another thing I was going to touch on too is, and I think it's kind of crazy is, if this was just a black issue, I would understand laws not being pushed and stuff. But we have what happened to Kavanaugh. You know, he goes up for the Supreme Court. All of a sudden, some chick came from what, college 30, 40, 50 years ago?
Yeah,
oh my God,
something.
he did this like. Or remember the black stripper that said the white frat boys did her, and then she ended up saying she lied. Like this ain't just what we're dealing with. This is a man thing.
Yeah, it's a man problem.
And we have those numbers in government. Yeah. How is this not getting fixed? This is crazy to me.
Right.
It's money.
You know,
money.
That's wild to me.
But Tommy B, I hope you sit. I want you to sit down before I bring my guy Lamont up. I hope everybody's comfortable because I don't want nobody to fall out their chair.
Yeah, this sounds like it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
the state of Florida and 6 other states have adopted the law, and the law states that at conception, a woman can put you on child support when she find out she's pregnant before the baby even get here.
Yeah,
how many of you guys on the panel knew that?
I knew it was
any of those states.
God, so she can put you on child. I want to see. Well, I wish he had his camera. I definitely want to see his face.
I have a question.
A woman can put you on child support when she find out she piss on that stick. She can go put you on child support when she says she's pregnant.
I have a question. Are any of those states
I heard about that bullshit.
Pro-abortion? Like, do they
I think
allow abortion in those states?
Way, didn't it?
You said, are they pro? It happened.
Like, do they allow abortion in those states?
Yes. No. Well, no, I don't think so. Because I think after they reversed Roe v. Wade, that's when they passed it.
Yeah, because I know Texas won, right?
Yeah.
Texas and Florida, they're looking to flip it. So so a lot of what we're talking about are in these conservative states.
Yeah. And they did it. I mean,
that's the thing too. Roe v. Wade, I think
it was snap.
You got a lot of people who are regretting that court decision because now it's left up to the states, and states are either coming out with these hyper restrictive laws, or they're just going against it, like what happened in Missouri, where they just flipped it and said, nah, it's too much. So be careful what you ask for when that got taken away.
Yeah, and now they're also in some states as well. Man, come on, hold your seats, guys. Lamont, here we go. You coming up? They also said that they're making contraceptives illegal.
Yep.
Now I didn't believe it at first. Mandrell sent me that the House was voting on it.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Mandrell sent it to me because he told me first. I said, "Boy, you lying." He sent it to me.
Bro.
They're saying that contraceptives will be illegal. So in 5 years, you won't even be able to buy a Plan B. You won't be able to buy condoms. You won't be able to buy birth control. And then there was a congressman in Iowa. I think it was Iowa, which ain't nothing going on out there, but Iowa's fine over eating mouse. But he said that he thinks that food stamps and housing should be given to the nuclear family. It should not be given to single women.
Absolutely. I agree.
Right? It should be given to men and women that are struggling and that are married. It should not be an incentive for women to be wilding out. Brother Lamont, welcome to the show, man. What do you have for us? And then we'll go from Lamont, and then we'll go to West, and then we'll go over to my brother, Information Man, in the building tonight. Good to have you, brother. Lamont, what you got for us, man?
What's going on, everybody? I'm in California. I've been listening to you guys, and people have talked about things like, or at least the idea has been brokered of collaborating with brothers across the country, because this is indeed a national state of emergency for Black men. Not necessarily only Black men. You guys have already talked about this, but like Malcolm X said, he's when the United States has a cold, Black America has the flu. So whatever situation is going on with the body politic at large, Black people individually undoubtedly feel the pinch plus 25%, in my opinion. I just completed about a 6-year family law ordeal, dragged into family law court in 2015 with nothing but false allegations, nothing whatsoever in regards to all of the allegations was substantiated, 1 iota. Give you an idea what was going on in my life at the time. I was a state credentialed substitute teacher. I'm now a state peace officer, been one for the past 6 years, and I was going through the background process through the beginning of the ordeal. And if anybody's familiar with how the application process works with law enforcement, they ask your spouse, in-laws, close family members. They give you a questionnaire for them to answer, and within 3 months, my ex-wife. This is give you an idea of the type of lying that goes on in family law court. She's raving about how good of a person I am just 3 months prior. And then once she files, family court action, all hell breaks loose, and I'm the devil incarnate. I believe I already stated that this is indeed the largest civil rights issue at this time, and the main issue with family law, it's a jurisdictional issue. Okay, and what I mean by that, you guys have already talked about it, and everybody knows it, but they don't necessarily know how to articulate it. These family law courts are civil courts or administrative courts, and they have been allowed to adjudicate criminal matters in these courts. And with the stroke of a pen, the evidentiary standard in regards to criminal court, everybody's familiar with beyond reasonable doubt, and that can be equated.
You're breaking up real bad. We lost you. We're losing. Yeah, we don't have your volume or anything. Go out and come back in, brother. Yeah, you have to go out and come back in if you can hear me. So Wes, welcome to the show, man. What do you have for us?
Oh, thanks for having me here.
Brother.
I enjoy coming to these platforms because you're having social conversations. That's something that everybody needs to have, and I will say that as many times as I have to for people to understand that how important this is. It's for all of modern society, all of Western society right now.
Mm-hmm.
So as Tommy B pointed out earlier, we're dealing with an extreme societal issue when you have Justice Brett Kavanaugh being accused of by the whatever that retarded lady's name was, out of nowhere, like 40 years ago. Like now it's a problem. Wasn't a problem, 10 years ago. It's a problem now, only because he's about to be a, Supreme Court justice, and everybody in her life says she was making it up. Like nobody was backing this woman up, but yet still we had, thousands of women across the country. We had the mainstream media supporting this, and you had these lady protesters outside the courtroom, like trying to open it up with their hands. Like these are huge doors. Like what were these nincompoops thinking? So this is a crisis of culture, and I am a single father. I'm raising my 2 daughters on my own. The first time I went, since they were both in diapers, and the first time I had to go to court on this, I was there 2 hours early because I was just worried about anything happening that would prevent me from getting there. I just got there, I was like the first person in the parking lot, man, just sitting there. Like, I about passed out in the courtroom a few times because that is such a stressful situation to be in. And these courts, a lot of men, they don't know how to fight in courts. And we have a right to be afraid of it because the courts really are stacked against us. I did this in California. I had a female lawyer that even told me, hey, courts are stacked against you.
Hey, if you're in California, what county are you in, if I could ask, Will?
I was in North County, but I'm not in California anymore. I'm in a real state.
Okay.
All right, wait. Thank you.
But anyway,
that's funny.
Yeah, go ahead and finish with.
But anyway, for most men, like when they're trying to fight for their kids in court, and you give them the option to fight in court or fight a tiger to save their kids, men are gonna look at that tiger and be like, you know what? Bet I can actually take this one, because we like problems that we can solve with our hands. We don't like courtroom problems. We don't like those social problems that have to be solved with conversation and such. That's where women really dominate, because that is how they, like when women establish their pecking orders in their little groups, they're just nasty to each other.
If you
Exactly.
And women, and to the problem as to how I ended up with, that horrible, soulless creature, and how what's his name? What's his name? Billy the Kid or whatever.
Yeah.
How he wound up with someone like that, and how so many young men are winding up with women like that. And I've seen so many men in that same situation. Because right now, we're bombarded with, one, a lack of good options, and two, women kind of have permission for this. We all have, because it's a societal issue, we've all thought that this is somewhat okay. We've all been convinced in some fashion that we can accept this into our lives. And, in the absence of true, healthy love, we will accept anything in its place.
Mm.
And that's what we end up doing.
Man, thank you. I appreciate that, Wes, man. You cooking. I think you absolutely I agree with you 100%. I really do. And so I definitely want to get information man in here, because I know he about to come and drop a bomb of all bombs in here tonight. All right, thank you, Wes, and but you can stay, Wes, if you want to, man. I would love to keep you up on the panel, man. But information, man, go ahead and share with us, man, what you got.
Let me make sure my mic is a little bit. Hey, everybody! I just want to say peace to everybody. Last time I was on your platform, Black Man Unfiltered, it was several months ago, and I made these statements, and I got a little pushback for it. And I've been saying this. Look, I've been around the best in the manosphere. I've been on panels with guys that have talked these narratives. You're looking at a man who has 50-50 custody of my child. I've said this over and over again. When you break up in a relationship, men have these options. You either better strike while the iron is hot and get 50-50 custody, if not all custody of your child, because once the woman, this is how this plays out. Once the woman goes to court before you, which usually plays out like that, the court is going to look favorable for her, because women are a protective group. We might as well realize that and not run away from that reality. Two, men primarily need to come together in a coalition. I said this on your channel and people gave me pushback. I think someone said that, well, we don't want to kind of like go after our women legally or politically because we want our women to cooperate with us. Well, hell yeah, we want them to cooperate with us, but they're not always cooperating with us. So the reason why women get what they get is not only because they're women and they're a protective group, but women do a hell of a job coalescing, rallying together around their issues. That's why men are the ones who die alone. Kevin Samuel said that women will die at 35 years old alone. No, we're dying alone because we die of a lot of health conditions, because we don't even promote and fight for our health conditions as men. In the NFL, they're talking about breast cancer, but yet men die of cancer more than women do overall. So where is the promotion for men's health? We don't even promote that enough. So we need to come together in a coalition to say we want these laws to change. The only way this is going to change if men come together just as women do, and you lobby these damn politicians. Now, I said this on your show. The majority of the politicians in this country, whether you want to call them men or they're not men or they're beta males, whatever you want to use that, the bottom line is the majority of people who make the laws in this country are men, not women. They are sympathetic to women's issues because women's beat their door down. So where is the coalition of men across the board of race to come together and say, we got to change these laws, and all government starts local? You got to change the laws, gentlemen. I'm sorry. We can sit up here and we can participate all night long about how things are stacked up against us. But until men stand up and begin to say, we're going to lobby these politicians, we're going to do just what women do, and we're going to change these laws. That's the only way you're going to change the circumstances. Two, I'm going to say this again for the young guys out there. Men have to do a better job personally of vetting the women that you get involved in. Get away from the physical attraction. Get away from the makeup that they wore. I said this on your show before. The makeup is an illusion. Try it. When you date women, I want to see what the woman looks like without the makeup on. because that's the person that you're really laying in the bed with. And then we know that women like to verbally talk a lot. And sometimes as men, we get a little tone deaf, like, man, I'm tuning her out now because it's just too much talking, right? No, gentlemen, no. Let that woman keep talking, because she's going to talk her way out of your life, because now the red signs are going to be shown. And now you can say, uh-oh, she's going to tell you everything about her. I think if we just be a little bit more patient, get out of the physical attraction a little bit when we're dealing with a woman, and then make very logical, intelligent decisions based on not our emotional, how we feel, but logical. And then the best thing I can say is that, is there any kind of way we can come together in a coalition and maybe change some of these laws that are working against us? Because the legal system is all under laws. They're just carrying out the laws that have been put in place. So I'm going to land my plane on that, because until we do that, we're going to have this problem generation after generation, period.
Well, here's what I want to add on that information, man. And thanks for having me out here. I just got back.
What's up, Jay Blanco? How you doing, man?
Look, I've been listening to this all night, and I'm going to tell you, here's the issue. The laws are playing off the ignorance of men. If we did what we were supposed to do, if you have a child, legitimize that child. First, you have to get a DNA test to make sure that child is yours, because you have no parental rights. And this is the only thing that's universal statewide. If you do not legitimize that child, you have no custodial rights to that child, which means that woman can do whatever she wants with that child, and of course we'll back her. But once you legitimize, you as a parent, you as a father, has the right to say, no, I don't want my child leaving the state. And she cannot leave the state with that child, regardless. You have to, once men get educated on the process, instead of being on the victim side of it, where we're always the one that getting the short end of the stick, when we come together and start educating ourselves on the process and start acting within, and we can circumvent a lot of this bullshit that we get caught up in, that's when the laws will start changing. And only changes when those who are being victimized understand it and starts working within it and start triumphing. That's when it'll change. Every time we learn something and we work around it, they change it to make it harder.
Right.
But right now, there's no impetus to even change it, because we give up in the beginning. We don't.
Dre, let me say this real quick. What about the laws that they just passed in Florida and 6 and 5 other states that says when you conceive a child, you can put them in on child support? Now watch this. They changed that. They did that. They passed that right after Roe v. Wade was overturned. Now watch this.
Yeah, I know. We talked about that before.
I think what they should do is have mandatory DNA tests when that baby come out. Stick them.
But you know why that's not going to happen?
It should be mandatory, because if we're going to do this, like you said, men have to step up. Okay, men be right there in that doctor's room. That baby needs to be DNA tested immediately, and that'll stop a lot of this bullshit.
Yeah.
But Black, you know who's going to step up? If they make it mandatory, you'll have all these women out here who are having babies by broke dudes, trying to put them babies on dudes with a little bit or something going on. Right. They're going to be like, that's not fair. You know, and the squeakiest wheel gets the oil. We need to, we put so much stigma on ourselves when we complain about shit that's unjust to us. We'll call each other bitches. We call each other punks, instead of saying, like, hold up, this is not only to benefit me, it's to benefit you. So forget all about the names. This is my life here. And when you're in this situation, you're gonna be sitting up there screaming the same shit, and everybody's gonna be tone deaf because you're the main motherfucker calling us bitches because we're fighting for our family.
Right.
So if we get rid of all that, come together and sit down and say, yo, this ain't right. If you want to make sure, if you want to say that conception, we got to be put on child support. It's provisional child support. But as soon as that baby comes out, DNA testing. Once it's found that baby is not mine, everything ceases. It needs to be a court order, and that gavel needs to drop on that.
But should he get his money back? Should he get his money back?
Yeah. Yes, I agree. You should get a refund.
Right. Well, Black Man Unfiltered. Let me drop this. Let me drop this one too. And I'm sorry, Dre. I totally agree.
Freezy, you up next, Freezy.
I agree with what Dre is saying here wholeheartedly. Remember, there was a case sometime back in the past where you had, and this happens, where men have been told by a woman that it's his baby, and then he finds out after 20, 30, whatever years,
right, exactly,
of taking care of this child that it's not his child, and then the courts still turn around and make you pay for the child. I think every man needs to, and it's a damn shame when that happens. Every man in every state needs to find out, first of all, before you get involved with women, it's just the facts. You need to find out what the laws are in your state that work against you and work in your favor. We need to educate ourselves, as the brother is saying. And also, too, actually, the reality, gentlemen, is that we do have the right. You do have a right to demand a DNA test of any woman that says that a baby is yours. The problem is we have to execute it and strike while the iron is hot, as I said before. And that is the best thing to protect yourself is to do so. And I don't have these problems because, one, I do have custody of my child, so my ex-wife cannot just take my child anywhere. However, I'm also lucky in the sense that me and my ex, we work together to raise our child. I don't really have a lot of the dramas that some guys have dealt with women that they've been involved with. And, I'm lucky in that sense, but I did take advantage of my legal rights. And that's what it boils down to in a nutshell.
Right. And so we'll get no captivity, and then we'll get Wes. He wants to respond. And then we'll go to Harrison Family Values and Hank, and then we'll just go around, and then up to the top row up here as well with Mandrell and Tommy B, Mr. Bennett. All right, go ahead, Freezy.
Yeah, I think it is important to highlight that it's not just when it comes to women weaponizing child support. It's not just a black problem. It's just like Wes said and Tommy said. It's all across the board socially with all races. But I do think it's very, very important to highlight that, one of the reasons why the Brian Banks story was catapulted in 2018, I think that's when his movie came out. I think y'all can fact check me if I'm wrong, but a March 2017 17th report by the let me get it right. The National Registry of Exonerations, it found it that the person that's most likely to be incarcerated for sexual assault are black men, black defendants, and they're 3.5 times more likely to be innocent than any other man in prison. 3.5 times more likely to be found innocent than any other man in prison. So this was a big catalyst of why the Brian Banks story was even published. Why they even wanted to make the movie too. There's a big motivation. But I'm not trying to separate the two. I'm just saying that when it comes to sexual assault, now you guys are right about child support, but when it comes to sexual assault, black men need to be extra careful. Extra careful who they mess with, because they're easy for the pickings. They're low hanging fruit, and we're easy for the pickings. It's more likely that the courts will believe another race of woman or the same race of woman that if she accuses a black man of sexual assault than any other race. This has been proven, and 3.5 times more likely. I just wanted to point that out.
Now, before you go, Wes, it's going to be Wes and then family, and then Hank, and then we'll go to the top row. I will say this, man. You guys are all hitting on some great facts. I think that when it comes to this whole thing, we have a lot of people, because I do believe that we should rally together. I do believe that men should get together and rally to go and vote when it's time to vote. I think that we should rally around the laws that we want. And I'm going to take a page out of Diddy's book when Diddy said that, listen, if you want our vote, man, this is what we want. And this is what you need. And this is what you need to work toward getting for us. It's too many black men out here. Well, I'm not going to say black men no more. Men, period, that are out here suffering from this. And Mr. Bennett said it earlier. Guys, if you didn't watch my show, when I told the world what I told my son, matter of fact, if you want to go on my channel, me and my son I was taking my daughter to college, and her mom was in the car ahead of us, but we had all the stuff packed in my SUV, and I was having a conversation with my son, and right in the middle of it, I said, you know what, let me just put the record button on and just have this conversation with my son and record it, because so many other men that have sons may not have this or may not know how to have the conversation. So if I can help just a little bit, I can. And I'm just telling my son, And I got so much pushback for telling my son, when you go out on a date with a female, the world has changed. When you go out on a date, you sit at a table where the camera's looking at you. Right? Make sure the camera's above you. When you're on the elevator, you stand on one side, she stand on the other one. I mean, when you on your way home, FaceTime one of your friends, turn your light on in the car. When you get into the house, when you walk up to the door, have somebody that you love on your phone, walk up to the door, say, and turn the camera around, say good night, and have them on live seeing her walk in that house. You get back in your car, you FaceTime all the way home, so the timestamp will show that you were in your car traveling. If anything were to take place or she says anything, you're at home, you've been on the phone the entire time, right? This is what you do. Do not have sex with her. Do not go in her house. Don't go in her house. Don't have sex with her. If you feel the need to have sex, I got you, brother. I'm going to get you a bottle of Jergens. Matter of fact, we're being sponsored by Jergens tonight. We're being sponsored by Jergens tonight. I'm going to have some Jergens for you. If you're in that urge of sex, I would rather you beat it off than get carried off in handcuffs. Right. And I tell my son, in front of cameras, don't at the house, FaceTime. Make sure you turn the cameras. Make sure you sit at a table at the restaurant where the cameras are showing. And you know what? Harrison Family Values, Hink, No Captivity, Mandrell was here, Tommy B, Information Man, Dre, West. You know what happened to me? The women drug me literally. Why would you tell him that? You teaching your son to hate women. Why would you tell him that? What kind of advice is that to give your son? But as soon as my son get locked up, you on the jury helping put my son in prison.
Here's the thing, Black Man. Just to piggyback off that a little bit. When it comes to what men, the lessons we teach our children, both male and female children, women don't need to be in the room for that.
Exactly.
Or even be around us.
Yep.
Because here's the thing, they make the claims. I was on a platform last Sunday where I was holding a man accountable for his and making him answer for his crimes, right? And so this guy, so all the women there, every single woman on that panel, I had a conversation about. They're like, men need to start holding men accountable. Men need to start holding men accountable. So on and so on, all the time. That's all I heard from every woman on that panel over the past few months that I've been on YouTube, right? Here's a guy, me, holding another guy, a simp, accountable for massive and copious amounts of simping. Next level. So then they wanted to cut me off, stop me, call me a bully. I said, see, this is the problem. Y'all have this conversation that you want men to hold other men accountable. This is what that looks like. But see, when women see the way the sausage is made, they don't want it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So when we hold people accountable and we teach our kids lessons, you can't let women see that because they're going to drag you. They don't like the way it looks. It's not pretty. It's not sweet. Right. It's not soft. That's because we're not women. We're not going to communicate with people and children the same way you are. Kids need both. They need the soft and gentle touch from you, and they need the more firm touch from us. Mm-hmm. They need both.
They need balance.
That's where the balance comes from.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? You have to know when to, just like if you're in charge of something. Some people like to rule with an iron fist. Other people like to rule by giving everybody the freedom to do what they like. Well, those two are chaotic. You give people too much freedom, they go haywire, everything goes to shit. Rule with an iron fist, your people will rebel. You have to know when to use the iron fist and when to give people freedom. When to use which and how much to use which. Mm-hmm. That's where the balance is created.
But I've seen that
out of the room. We keep women out of the room when we're doing stuff like that.
Also, Black Man, I seen that whole video. How could you? I'm lost, bro. How could you even get pushback for that video at
Freezy,
all?
Again, you're a man. You understand what's going on there. I understand what's going on there.
It's like damned if you do, damned. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right, exactly. Like I was holding the guy accountable. No, Mandrell, you're so mean. Okay.
You know what I was asked, Harrison Family and everybody else on the panel?
Saying.
They said you do that for your sons But what do you do for your daughters?
Well, we know what you do with your daughters. You give them a gun when they go off to college, but then you can't.
Listen, I just dropped my daughter off at college. I wish my wife was in here. She camera. She don't want to be on the camera. But I literally gave my daughter a 380. Literally gave her one. And my wife said, she can't have that on no campus. Get that gun away from that girl. Did you just get that girl a gun? Yes. Right? But then they asked me, what do you do about your daughters? What do you tell them about sex? And I said, I did a little thing with them. I lined my daughters up on one side and my sons on the other. And I had my nephews here as well. And I gave my daughters a mason jar with water in it. And I said, look how pure the water is. I said, I want you to go to each one of your brothers. I gave each one of the boys a bag of Cheetos. And I said, I want you to chew the Cheetos up in your mouth, but don't spit them out. Don't swallow them. I want you to chew them up real good. And I told my daughter, go to every one of your brothers and your cousins. And I want each one of y'all to spit in that jar. Yeah. And I had them spit all of that Cheetos and spit inside that jar.
Damn.
My daughter came back around. She said, Dad, it's nasty. What am I supposed to do with this? I said that mason jar, before they spit in it, was a representation of your body and how pure you are right now. I said, but if you allow these men to get up in you and put miles on you and bang you up every day, you see what happened with the jar after they spit in it? That's what you're going to give your husband when you get married, a jar full of bullshit. That's what I teach my daughters. I know I'm gonna get pushback for that too.
Oh, you say it again. No. Say it again.
You're gonna get a jar full of bullshit. What you telling me?
Yeah. I said, I need that. You said a mason jar, right?
Cheetos,
I mean, it was spit floating around into the bubbles from the spit, the munched up. I said, that's how your I ain't say put. I said, that's how your vagina. That's what kind of vagina you're gonna give the man that you love, because you had no self-control over your vagina when you in your teens and your 20s. This is what you're giving your husband: a bunch of slop and spit. And you want a man to respect you and buy you everything and say, put you up on a pedestal and make sure you call you queen, and you got a jar full of bullshit. I said, there ain't no man gonna want to be with you like that. So ladies, I know I'm gonna get drugged for that. I don't care. These my kids.
Right. And ladies, understand what he's saying is absolutely correct, because honestly, it's like dropping a spoon in a bucket. It's very unpleasant.
Yeah, and let Wes go, man. Go ahead, Wes, and then we'll get Harrison Family Values, and then Hink in here. Go ahead, Wes.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we're doing pretty good there. Being a single father of 2 daughters, I found value in that. I'm not sure I'm going to use that example, but I found value in it. But I initially stated I wanted to respond when Information Man was talking, mainly because I wanted to state that this is what happens when you start bringing people together and just having conversations. Like, nobody's mad at each other, and we're all actually coming to solutions and actually finding a path to move forward. And this is not something that a lot of people controlling the media want to happen. They don't want people to work together. They don't want people to realize, oh, we actually have things in common that we can work towards. And, this is the first night ever that Information Man has said something that actually makes sense to me. So that's a compliment, by the way.
Straight face. Look at it.
Yeah, straight face. Military.
Whatever, man. Anyway.
And now I'm gonna get Harrison Family Values. What do you got for us, man?
Well, I think the advice that you gave your sons and your daughters, I think is actually object lesson gross, but it's a good lesson nonetheless. That the point was definitely made, and I think we have. We was talking about our sons and teaching our sons how to value themselves. Women have been teaching young girls a false value of themselves. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's unrealistic. Queens and they don't have to do much to be valued, or they deserve certain things that they didn't earn, right? But we got to start teaching our sons the truth in their value, right? The richness of their resources, how valuable their seed is, all right? How to be selective in where the seed goes, how to practice self-control, how to value ourselves enough so that our seed isn't being spilt in every female that we are sexually attracted to. Right. Value ourselves. The thing about teaching our young men these things is that it helps them become secure. Every society strives when we got secure men at the helm. Okay, this is not Ladies who are watching, this is not a misogynistic type of moment. Hear me out. All right. We have strong men leading communities, okay, with women beside them, but strong men leading these communities, right? We have secure men making the right decisions, not just for themselves, but for everybody, okay? We're going to see societies get better, all right? But we need to train our young men how to operate in their security, how to really value themselves when they navigate life, especially when it comes to women. Because if we don't, we're going to continue having conversations like this. Keep having conversations like this. Keep meeting up in panels. 20 years from now, our sons will be meeting up in panels like this because they're going through the same thing over and over again. We really got to start really encouraging our young men, our sons, all right, to be secure in who they are and really know their value, really know how much they're worth, and not this superficial stuff that they don't earn. Because we teach our young men that you don't eat unless you work, right? Which means that you earn what you get, not the superficial stuff that a lot of our young women are getting about them just being queens and not having to deserve that position or title. We need to show our young men how to be secure, how to operate in life, how to earn, and how to value what they can give to the world. And I think examples like what you gave, Black Man, is key. Is key. That we need more of that. Maybe another type of analogy or object lesson, but that works for you. All right, we got to be able to go into this as men, as leaders in our families, and say, you know what, son, we really got to talk. Okay, the chip, not in a victim type of mindset, but the chips are stacked against you. But I don't want you to think like a victim. How can you navigate this system? How can you let this system work for you? Wes, you have custody of your kids. All right, I too was a single father, and I had custody of my 3 sons. All right. And I teach my sons, I taught my sons to value themselves. I taught my sons, I am a Christian, but even just using wisdom when it comes to dealing with women, right? Don't have sex with every single female that you see that looks good, okay? Because you're not valuing the resources you're able to provide to this woman or to any woman. Your seed is valuable. And we really don't think like that. Let's hit up every single female we can. All right. That's what defines us as a man. All right. No, manhood is really using wisdom and self-control and saying, I value my seed enough. I value my resources enough not to give it to this woman just because she got a fatty. So we really got to move wise when it comes to our sons.
You know what, Harrison? Right. You make a good point, because me growing up as a child, my father basically gave me that impression on that's what real manhood is, how many women I can smash. Mm-hmm. He actually brought me up like that.
Me too.
Yeah. And I kind of resent that because that's how I came up through middle school, high school, college, and a lot of life after college. Mm-hmm. I thought like that for a long time until I came into my faith, and I understood that I had made a big mistake all my life. Mm-hmm. And I regretted it. So you're absolutely right. We do need older men educating and edifying our youth to understand that their seed is very precious and it's royalty. Mm-hmm. It really is. You shouldn't jeopardize it for anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Freeze, that's what I told my son. I said, son, you're royalty. And he said, Daddy, how? I said, because you as a man were created, but women were made. And the women were made from you, but you were created first. And you come from a bloodline of royalty, son. And you cannot, every time you put your sperm, I have to use these analogies so my son can see it. I said, when you see, I have 2 Rottweiler puppies I got for Father's Day, male and female. I said, they're going to be breeding. I'm going to breed them. I said, however, if that female get out and a German Shepherd have sex with her, she's done forever. No man, no dog breeder is going to want to breed her after she had some damn rock shepherds. Right? And I said, so you have to be careful where your seed goes. You want to put your seed in the right female, your wife, the woman that you want to wake up to every day for the rest of your life. Because if you go out here and put your seed into the wrong woman, you have literally put yourself in prison without the walls. You're in debt to this woman for 18 years. 18 years. And on his 18th birthday, found out it wasn't his. So we have to really, really be careful. And I tell my son, really, really be careful. I said, if you want to have sex with a female, bro, and I'm telling you, get this Jergens, bro. Get this Jergens and just because I tell my son I'd have to keep it raw because we're in 2022. Son, there's something called post-nut clarity. Daddy, what is that? Post-nut clarity is when you go have sex with a girl and immediately after you have sex with her, you like, why did I do that? And you don't know what's going to come from it. You don't know if the condom broke, well, you're going to know that because you're going to be, I think. You're going to know if the condom, if something happened with the condom, you're going to be in there and say things you didn't have one, but you know this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity. This fine girl, I've been waiting this long. I ain't got time for no condom, right? And then now you stuck forever. Dad. And I told my son, and he started laughing. I said, son, every time you get your check on your stub, it's going to be a picture of her like this. She's going to take all your money. Her face is going to be on your check stub. Hank, what you got for us?
Man, look here. Let me say this. We also got to realize, too, these kids ain't going to say that ain't going to be no virgins. They going to go out there and have sex. We understand
Lord,
that.
help them. Help them.
So we're gonna have to, what I do is I promote safety. You know what I'm saying? So I in middle school, I taught my son how to put on a condom. I mean, I told him the right way. Open the pack up, get the tip, roll it down. Make sure it touches as far as it goes down to the gown. If it means to the bottom of your shaft, so be it.
All right, hey, we don't need.
No.
We don't need a tutorial.
Come on, bro.
Some of y'all cats need it.
Have you ever tried to get the job as a narrator?
Let me tell you that. That's what I had to do. That's what I told him in middle school.
You should be a narrator for Audible. The special section.
We use the banana.
That's what you need to do.
As an example. I mean, but that's what you have to do.
Right.
You have to teach your kids exactly. Because guess what? They're going to do it. Too much temptation, too many opportunities. We could tell them till we're blue in the face. Save yourself. Save yourself. These some bitches ain't saving for shit.
Nope. But you know what?
I mean, like I said, I used to be a substitute teacher. And in elementary, we found used condoms in elementary bathrooms.
Hey, they was in there jerking off.
Whoa. You talking about like recently?
No, this is probably about, was it 15 years ago.
No, they still doing it. It's still going on now in elementary school.
Yes, they're having sex. They are having sex.
Make sure it's your condom. Don't make sure it's not the condom that she gave you.
You ain't lying. Don't never rely on the woman to give you a condom.
No, sir. No, sir.
You don't know her intentions.
Yep, no, sir.
So, but yeah, I teach my son safe sex. Man, I don't want you to do it. I don't want you. But hey, if you can wait. But if you don't, and you feel the need, make sure you have some protection. And if you don't, chalk it up as a loss at night. Well, Daddy, what if she got a condom? I don't give a shit. You don't accept a condom from a woman?
Nope, not at all.
You never have. You never will. She could poke a hole in her. We don't know her agenda. So why would you accept a rubber from a woman? No, that's not what we're doing. You're going to take that loss tonight, go beat your meat in the shower, call it a day. Maybe come back and try it again tomorrow.
Look, let me tell you something.
No, you got to protect yourself. Don't ever go in a naked head. Don't take a snowball chance. For what?
Right.
You want these 18 years of trouble? No, because let me tell you what more like happen. You ain't going to have nothing to do with after that.
My father
She's going to have your ass in a vice grip.
But the second he does do it, raw naked head, it's over.
Yep.
Man,
ain't no turning back.
He ain't gonna want to go back to them condoms, man.
And then, but guess what though? You got to sit up. You got to sit up.
That's why you have that conversation.
Hell yeah. And you got to sit up.
Listen, there's a reason why I hate condoms, man. I use them, but listen, I ain't gonna lie. The only conversation I had the only conversation my parents had with me about sex, my mom said, "Hey, you having sex yet?" "No, ma'am." "Okay, well, here's a box of condoms. Use those, before you do it." "Yes, ma'am." "I don't want any babies coming here." "Yes, ma'am." "You know what my daddy did?" End of story. My sister, sit down. Let me talk to you. They had a whole conversation.
You better have a conversation with your son.
They told me, go find something to do.
Yes.
Go find something to do.
And you know what?
I got in the car and
I always tell you guys about my grandfather and the stuff that he says because he's real funny. And they used to ask, he dead and gone. But if he was on his platform, boy, he'll shut this thing down. Because he used to say very good stuff. He used to say, they say, well, why you not giving the boys the same energy you giving the girls? He said, because I want the boys to be safe as well. He said, but with my boys, my grandsons, I only got to worry about one dick. With my daughter, I have to worry about several. And he said, I'm trying to keep her sane. He said, because dick can change the anatomy of a woman. He said it can change her attitude. It can change her hormones. It can change her pH balance. It can make you gain weight when you go into depression because the dude don't want you no more. He said penis is very bad for a woman when it ain't the right penis for her. He said I ain't trying to deal with those different layers created by a penis. He said so that's why I'm harder on my girls. He said the dudes deliver the pain, the girls have to bear the pain. Woo!
Let me tell you something.
I'm not.
That was back in the day, but today that same kid is going to be paying for all those things. So I don't know if that applies today.
Right. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Ben. You can go ahead because you were next.
All right. I just find this whole conversation interesting in that I'm looking at the politics of it all. In that clearly women have been more successful at gaining ground or gaining the support of men, certainly to get voting rights and also the rights that they have, ironically, where most of the power structure has been with men. And certainly there's been a growing conservatism since the 70s in this country where you have a lot more of these men who are in the court. So I find it interesting that how they've been able to garner the rights and advantages they have, even though the system throughout seems to be more conservative, but they seem to do better with forming coalitions, including men, to get what they want. But we haven't been able to, and I think part of it might be just the messaging that we're doing. I was just reading some articles here about. I mean, there have been men's rights movements in this country since the '60s. And several of them are still prominent today, but they really haven't moved the needle too much. And one of the things that I'm noticing is that it doesn't seem to be there's no focus on a single issue, and I think that's in part what's hurting any potential for coalition. Because again, if anything is going to get passed in this country, women vote more than us. I put a link in the private chat. Women vote more than us. So we're not going to get any of these rights. We're not going to get any of these things overturned unless we get some women with us. But unfortunately, when we're talking about these things, which I think a lot of people can agree upon, I mean, just look in the chat, look at the women who've been supporting when we talk about men are unfairly charged with rape, when we talk about men's parental rights. I mean, those are things that I think everybody, regardless of your political stripe, whether you're conservative or liberal, I think these are things that we can all agree upon. But then a lot of these conversations get into attacks on feminism and all these other things that are just kind of associated with it. Where I think a lot of women say, "Hey, they trying to take us back, to barefoot and pregnant or something like that." It's just, at least that's the perception. Whether or not that's the intention or not, that may be how this is coming off. So we may need to, filter the message. Can we stay, if there is going to be a coalition, can we narrow the message to things that everybody can agree about? Shared parental rights or responsibilities, or fair treatment in the courts when it comes to rape accusations or something like that, and just keep it there. But when you start, getting into these long diatribes about the role of feminism and how that's destroyed this country and all that, then I think you're going to get that pushback. And I don't think that that necessarily benefits. But I think we can all agree that men need better treatment in the courts to paternity rights, as well as treatment when it comes to accusations by women in courts. Can we just focus it there and not spread our message all over the place as an attack on women? Because I think there's a lot of women who would agree that these things are not right. They'd be with us if we leave some of the other stuff at the door. So at least that's what I'm seeing.
Right.
And that's my perspective on it.
And I'm looking at Facebook right now, and somebody had a question for you, Hank, and then we'll go to Tommy B, Mandrell, and then we'll get final thoughts starting with Information Man and go back around. Hank, she said, you're teaching your son how to put condoms on in middle school. Are you putting your daughter on birth control in middle school too?
Yeah, she was on birth control.
Huh?
She was on birth control in 8th grade.
Damn. You heard that, ma'am? If you watching?
Now, brother, as someone who doesn't have children, that's really necessary. I mean, this is the hint directly, yeah, but everybody else on the panel too. Is that 8th grade? Man?
I would warn against that, mainly because that's not natural for their bodies to go through. A lot of women that have been on birth control for many years have found out that it's actually kind of destroyed their own hormonal processes. And especially,
she was on birth control for 5 years, all through her last grade, 8th grade, all the way up through high school. She was on birth control. So yeah, because the reason why, because I found out she had sex.
Okay.
Yeah. Found out she had sex. Oh, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna get this squared away.
I know that's right, Daddy. Come on through.
So we're not doing this. We're not doing this, and so
we're with you now, Hank.
Unfortunately, I can't. Oh yeah, there's reasons behind the madness.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I can't stop you because, like I said, I'm not gonna be with you 24/7. You understand what I'm saying? And I know that these girls are sneaky, and they're gonna do what they do. So I'm gonna do what I have to do to make every precaution. Now, me and her mother talked about it. We both agreed that's what we need to do, and that's what we did. And so that's the reason why I had it. But women like that to say stuff like that, man. Why do y'all get so triggered because we do stuff like that?
Right.
I just don't understand, ladies.
And listen to Texas girl here. Texas girl. Pull that up, admin, real quick. Texas girl said, men need better treatment by women when it comes to parental rights. It's not just on the courts. It's on the women too.
Oh, I never would have guessed you'd have had a statement like that, given her name, Texas girl.
Well, that's how we talk down here in the South. Thank you, Wes, for coming. So listen,
I'm in the South too, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get the final thoughts from each one of the gentlemen tonight. I'm gonna wait Information Man last. So I know he's gonna give it to us, but I do want to start. Let's see, we'll start. Hey, Black David, what's up, boy? Well, Black David, like you just got 200.
Look what Dorian said.
What's going on with you?
I've been chilling, taking it easy.
Let me put a smile on your face.
Yeah.
You don't put a smile. Put it upside down. Put it upside down. You don't put no smile on my face.
All right, so
I ain't that big.
Let's start with my boy Dre Blanco first. Dre, let me put you up on the big screen here. Oh man, that was hilarious. All right, Dre Blanco, what are your final thoughts about the conversation tonight, my brother?
I think we collectively have a blueprint on how to, gain the rights we need. I told my daughter, like, look, don't go to your mother for dating advice. She's never been a man dating a woman. You know what I'm saying? You want to know what we want? Come to me. I'll let you know what men want. I'll let you know what we're looking for and what we don't like. Your girlfriends, your friends telling you to do things, they're just damaging you because they're not going to do the things that, they're telling you to do. Your competition. And I think if we explain to our children the repercussions from the decisions they make, sometimes our children don't think past right now, but we as parents look past right now into their future. And we understand that one mistake can actually take them off path. So as men, we have to do what we got to do what we can to protect ourselves. I'm not going to preach and tell men get married before you have children, but that's where you get your rights at. That's where you get majority of your rights. But then again, you got to deal with alimony. You got to deal with the crazy shit when you marry the wrong woman, and you never know if you got the right woman till shit goes bad. So we have to protect ourselves. We have to use discipline And I don't care how she looked. Remember what BBD said, never trust a big butt and a smile. They're poison. We have to start going to character. And if she ain't about shit, fuck it. Yo, I'm not interested. Like Hick said, get that, get that Jergens. We have to start taking care of ourselves and protecting our seeds. Because nobody else has our best interest and heart other than ourselves. So we have to protect ourselves. It's only a small cluster of women that actually give a shit that what a man goes through. But we need to be brothers and treat each other like brothers and protect each other. Even protect us from ourselves, whether we want it or not. And that's it. Have a good one, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for coming in tonight, brother. Appreciate you, man. All right, man. So next up, let's see who we have next. Mandrell, what do you got for us tonight, man, on the subject?
Man, protect yourself at all times. I know I sit up here and I talk and I laugh and I joke a lot, but real talk, I hate condoms too, but I wear them. I use them because you have to. Let's be real. I don't want to have a baby with the wrong woman. And neither do you. And Texas girl, I'm glad you're a good sport about what I said. I'm from the South too. South with an F on it, you know. And to all the women who lie on men for paternity cases and all that, your mama ought to be embarrassing. Your daddy should have pulled out. I'll leave with that.
Mandrell, ladies and gentlemen, you can see him on the Black Man Unfiltered Network on Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time with his show, Unapologetic, with Mandrell and his baby sister, Shushu. Come and see them on Wednesday. All right, we got Tommy B in the crib tonight. Tommy B, what are your thoughts on the subject tonight, my brother?
Just listening to it, man. It's just thinking back on my life and stuff. It's just decision making, man. It's I'm just thinking back like in the military when my partners was laughing at me because the chick I was dealing with at the time, I used condoms with her. With your main chick. And a couple of them that was laughing at me for that, it got some of the same stories these guys got with their kids, but even worse because they in different states. You know, because we was in the military, so they weren't even in their original state.
Right.
And I remember my dad having to talk with me or whatever about sex. It wasn't even really a talk. He just went and bought me a box of condoms and just told me shit gonna happen. You know, be prepared or whatever. And I don't know if that just clicks in my head, but I used condoms like all the way up until I had my daughter. And then even with that, choosing the right person to have that kid with, you know, so even though me and her didn't work out, never had an issue getting my daughter, ain't nobody courts, you know, it's just choosing that, you know, and then even up to, you know, my other kid's mom, the same thing. Like it's just, and both of them are women that before I had kids with, like I knew them, I knew their families, you know what I'm saying? I knew how their family would react if she ended up doing some bullshit like that. You know, it's just decision making, man. And unfortunately, you got to get that young because that mistake can happen young, and that's the rest of your life, man. So, I think what you told your sons was right. I'd rather take that backlash and save them, you know, from a whole lifetime of bullshit.
Right.
You know, I'll take that anytime. I'll leave on that though.
All right, man. Tommy B, man. And Tommy B just came back from Mexico with his beautiful woman. Listen, man, this is Black Man was sitting on the beach with a suit on with a candlelit dinner for his birthday. His woman showed up and showed out. And then I seen this 6'4" tall ass on a camel, riding a camel on the beach. God damn it. All right, man. Thank you for being here tonight, my brother. Appreciate you, man.
For sure, anytime.
All right, Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett in the building. Mr. Bennett, I know you got some jewels for us. Come on.
Well, I think I summarized some of my final points earlier in that narrow the message to those things that we can all get behind, and we can get some women, because again, we're going to need some women to help us with this if we want to get some justice in the courts. And again, I know we're talking about who you have sex with and whatnot, but as we're seeing, even with Watson, it doesn't even have to get to that. A lot of it is just putting yourself in a position where you're alone with a woman, and things can happen if no sex acts happen or not. Yep. So you really have to be careful on how you govern yourselves. And certainly, while I'm all for, and I would certainly participate in any movement that looks to move the needle towards fair and equal justice in the courts, I think ultimately in the short term and even going forward, you need to be better about how you govern yourself as an individual. And again, I don't like to get preachy in these platforms, but I love the book of Proverbs in the Bible, because I think it's something that even an atheist can learn from. I think Proverbs, anybody can apply Proverbs anywhere. Proverbs 5-7 talks about, where the father is talking to the son, trying to school his son in terms of how he needs to deal with women. And so I think that's something that any man can benefit from. And, it reminded me of what Black Man, what you tried to share with your son. So I think we can all benefit from that. So again, ultimately, guys, in the short term, guard yourself in terms of how you're around women. Be careful of your interactions when you're with a woman who is single, and just don't put yourself in situations where these things could happen to you. So just be smart out there, and but again, if a movement comes together, I would certainly support it. But again, let's narrow the focus. Let's talk about, how men and women can, raise better kids and better families. Let's come together on that. And those who do accuse people of falsely, they need to be dealt with by justice systems. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks for having me tonight, Black Man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Mr. Bennett. Listen, you can catch Mr. Bennett over here on Tuesday. He's a huge supporter and a panelist over here on Tuesday nights at 8:30 Central Standard Time, man, over here rocking with me every Tuesday. So please come and catch him during that time, man. And I really, really appreciate Brother Bennett for coming through. He always got some dimes to drop, and he's always the man of reason. And I look forward to having that peace within myself one day to be like that, because he's the calmest man I know, but his points are made. He's very poignant with his points. So thank you so much, Mr. Bennett, for being here tonight. I appreciate you, man.
Have a good night, everybody.
And Mr. Bennett, also, can you please send me a snapshot of yourself, like a pic? I'm doing something special with the show, and I want to show some appreciation. So send me a pic of yourself, sir. I appreciate it.
You bet.
All right, man. Mr. Bennett. All right, man. We got Black David in the building tonight with all the artillery behind him. Black David, man, you listen to the show, man. You came in late. Pecan candy here, there. But now I'm just playing. Now you came in like, you're my brother and I love you, man. But go ahead and go ahead and give us your final thoughts, man. What you think about the show tonight?
As a father and a granddad at 44, it makes you wonder how well you are to protect your children from these mistakes. I hate to say this, but I will have to take Black Man lesson and make it an official lesson for every parent to use. It may be brutal, it may be shocking, but without that shock value, they're not going to realize the big picture of what's really going on. I might well fall into arranged marriage because, to be honest with you do that in our culture just so we can eliminate this type of shenanigan. It's not always cool, but you got to think about what can you do to protect your own child, your own seed from these madness. So I would say that as parents, we are at the top of our game. You cannot mess around no more. That's all I got to say. As a parent and a grandparent, that's just it.
All right, man, kick your channel out, man. Listen, this guy right here, Black David, he is an IT guy. He has been in the IT world for 20 years. And so we want to show some appreciation to this man. Go ahead and shout your channel out, Black David.
You'll find me out at CBN Tech Talk at YouTube. You can find me at LinkedIn, Instagram, as well as Facebook. I'm not hard to find. You can call me, reach out to me, email me. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer your questions as much as I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll definitely find it for you. I'm a team player.
Absolutely, man. Black David, man, I called him one before the purchase of my laptop. And he gave me some great advice on what to get. And so thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got my boy Freezy in the building tonight. Freezy, what are your thoughts on the show tonight, brother?
Always, man. Thank you for having me. These conversations are very much needed, and they're tough. you know, I try. I'm just speaking for myself. I try to not make it a race thing. You know what the guy said earlier. It is it's socially across the board. All of the subject matters we talked about, it hits all of men, right? I just felt like it was very necessary to point out that fact about our young black boys. It's they're 3.5 times more likely to be falsely accused,
right,
than any other race. So it's necessary to point out that young black men, you're walking on eggshells. And Hink is right. You know, we should talk about contraceptives and safe sex and all that stuff. But even safe sex will not save you from being falsely accused. We got to vet these women. You got to know Tommy made a good point. You got to know exactly who you're dealing with. You got to, because your life depends on it. Guess what? Not only your life, but your seed depends on it as well. The future that your child, whether it's a boy or girl, is going to be, you know, the climate that they're going to be raised under, it depends on who you choose to have sex with. All of that is very important. And I also want to say this, black man, so often we're accused of always coming down on women and telling them to close their legs all the time, which is true. I still believe in that. But if you don't believe black men talking to young black boys, young black men, or just men in general are talking to young men in general, right? To choose wisely, to be responsible when it comes down to choosing a sexual partner or a mate in general, choosing a wife. If you don't listen, I urge you to reference August 27th, Black Man Unfiltered Barbershop Talk. Okay, this is proof that we care about that stuff. We do, and we talk about it all the time, very often. So I don't want to hear anymore that we don't come down on the men and the boys. All we talked about tonight was men choosing wisely. That's what we did. Okay? And I want to thank you again, Black Man, Hink, Information Man, and every other man that was on the panel. Salute.
Man, thank you so much, Freezy, man. Go ahead and kick your channel out, man, so everybody can go over and subscribe and check you out, brother.
No Captivity with Freezy. Come on over. I'm crazy, wild, respectful, all of that at the same time. But I always give a message in all of my videos. I'm about the community and I'm about the collective. And that's that.
Thank you so much, man. Give it up for Freezy. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. All right, man. We got Hink in the building, man. Hink, come on, man. You always giving us some knowledge, man. Dropping knowledge, brother. So give us your final thoughts about what you heard tonight and what you experienced. I mean, the whole experience tonight, brother.
Well, the main thing is, man, let me tell you this. Get to know the laws, the family laws in your state. Whatever state you live in, find out, educate yourself. Don't go here, don't be in the dark about this shit, man. Don't think just because you and that woman you're dealing with, y'all on good terms, that shit won't turn for the worse. It only takes one bad argument, one fallout, one disagreement, y'all break up. Now y'all going y'all separate ways. Guess what? You still thinking, well, we good. We still got a cordial relationship. You got to worry about child support. And then guess what? As soon as you move on with the next woman, she sees and hears about it. She's running your ass in.
Yep.
I promise you, she's running your ass in. So, man, let me tell you this. Go ahead and put yourself on child support. Go ahead and do it. If you the father and you know you the father, you done got everything certified saying, hey, that is my child. Go and put yourself down there. Because I'll be damned if I put my life, my wealth, my mental well-being in the hands of a woman. Because that's what you're doing. Every week in, week out, you put your financial stability in the hands of a woman. I will not do that. So I'm gonna go down there and take care of that, because you're not gonna try to get me for 5, 6, 7, 10 years down the road for back child support. Now I'm in a urge to the point where I could be locked up, lose my right to drive, and I got a CDL. That's my money, and I can't let you mess with my money. So there's no way I would do something like that. So guys, do it yourself. Take care of your business. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you know you have a proof of paternity. Make sure you do that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know with some states. I know in the state of Kentucky, hey, visitation is totally different from child support. That's 2 different issues. And like I said, if you know the laws in your state and your nest are, make sure you get your visitation. Even when your money's kind of funny and your child support's not steady like it should be, you still have the right to see your kids. So don't let no woman sit there and say, well, since you ain't paying support, you can't see your kids. That's a goddamn lie. And you need to figure out what the laws is in your state and why you can't do it. Black men, protect yourself at all times. Get your mental right. If you have to go see a therapist, sit on somebody's couch, I'll sit in a Zoom meeting. You do what you have to do to get your mind right. Make sure you go get your blood work. Make sure you go get your colonoscopy, your prostate check. Do all those things, man. You know, I know it's uncomfortable. Just the thought of it's uncomfortable. I understand, but you still have to do that, man, because dealing with prostate cancer, colon cancer, it's nothing to play with. It's nothing to play with. And if there's things we can do to prevent some of these cancers, do it.
Man, thank you so much, Hank. Man, I appreciate you, brother. And man, you can catch your boy Hank with me on Tuesday nights as well at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, dropping straight knowledge. You can also catch him on the LaPeep Network as well. But what day is that? I want to make sure we get it right.
It's called LaPeep for Sunday, and we air on Sunday at 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. But also I got breaking news, Black Man. Your boy's gonna have his own podcast here. It's coming soon.
Come on, man!
You better watch for it. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I'm happy for you, brother. Let's get it, boy. All right, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for being here tonight, brother. Give it up for Hank. Last but very much not least, my brother from another mother, the information man, is in the building tonight, man. I respect this man. I admire this man. There was a video I need you to send me. I tried to find on your channel when you said how to avoid copyright strikes on when you're using other material or whatever. And it's on
the Info Media Live channel.
Okay.
Just go over there and you'll see it in the most recent videos on that channel. Just check it out, brother. You can learn a lot from that. It will be very helpful. Very helpful.
Absolutely. Make sure you check him out. But after he gets done, he'll let you know how to find him and what channels to find him on. But information, man, what are your thoughts about what you heard tonight?
Well, I had a chance. I'm always running late on Fridays, but I had a chance to look at the show before I got on, and I thought that the content was fantastic. I think a lot of the brothers made very honest statements, very real statements. That's very necessary. I think men need to have these conversations to be able to find the solutions to some of the problems that we face out here. I think dating is very treacherous today. It has changed and has evolved very dangerously, especially with the online dating. And everyone can be a chameleon in dating now because they can hide behind these apps. So I would say to men, be very careful. Vet women, take your time. Do not rush. Do not get caught up in the illusions of women's beauty and the makeup that they put on. You really need to use some conservative values in how you go about picking the women that you want in your life. I also agree with the technique that you use for your kids, because at the end of the day, if your sons impregnate girls or your daughter gets pregnant, society will say, where is the daddy? And especially when it comes to black fathers, they're going to say, well, where's the father at?
Exactly.
So anybody that criticizes you, the hell with that, because they're not the ones that's going to be responsible for the repercussions of your kids getting out there and bringing unintended life into the society, into the world that they didn't intend to get, someone pregnant or get pregnant. So you're doing the right thing as a father. Don't let anybody change what you're doing. Your methodology is on point. I want to say here, look, tonight I did make the statement that men need to come together in a coalition,
right,
to change the laws. And I know everybody on the panel was like, yeah, this is not just something that's happening to black men. But then I did a little research as you all were talking tonight. And once again, I'm sorry to break this truth to you. Black men are not treated as fairly as white men in family courts. I'll give you a reference for this. All you got to do is look at an article called Family Lawyer Magazine. It says how the family court system has failed black fathers and how you can help black fathers. So this is about showing the problems and helping black fathers. They're saying that the legal system itself in family court is not itself biased. What's biased is the lawyers and the judges, because there's a perception that black men are lazy and shiftless and we're not involved in the life of our children in comparison to our whiter counterparts or other race of men. This is just facts, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all gonna hear the truth, because I'm gonna bring you truth, because I do research on these sort of things. So the article is talking about what the problems are, bias in the system, and how you can help black men. So even though we say we want men to unify, to work together towards these problems, this is where I disagree. Because I know Brother Freezy was on and he said, well, it's affecting all men. As I look at this article, and I've always believed it, there is a difference in how the law is divvied out to black men across the board, because there's bias perception by these lawyers and these judges, and that's just the facts. So I think that it's not to say, well, we gotta lay on a crutch here, but I think that black men, the family court system has had a disproportionate hit on us, because when we try to say, hey, I'm a father, I'm involved in my child's life, there's a lot of bias out there towards us and stereotypes. So we have to be honest about that, Brother Black Man Unfiltered. So I want to leave you with that. The article, again, is titled, if anyone wants to look this up, it's Family Lawyer Magazine. And it's called How, you can just put this in a Google search and you'll find it, How the Family Court System Fails Black Fathers and How You Can Help. You put that in your system, it'll come up and it goes in greater detail. So Brother Black Man Unfiltered, thank you, my brother. And once again, I'll be in contact with you to get you set up on a date to come on over to my platform. You can find me on the Information Man Show, where I get into political and social issues over there. Okay, and cultural issues and issues like this. You can find me on Information Man Speaks podcast during the week, where I go live over there during the week. I'm getting things moving over there. And you can also find me on Info Media Live if you want to build a channel and get some tips on building channels. Another thing, Black Man Unfiltered, I need you to also look at the video, not only on CPMs, but make sure you check out my videos where I talk about the best time to post your shorts. You got great shorts on your channel. The shorts and the uploading videos, there's a formula to it. There's a time zone formula to it that will actually help you tremendously. So thank you, everybody.
Absolutely, brother. I'll be getting with you, man, for sure. Thank you so much. Information Man, guys, if you have not subscribed to this man, please go subscribe. This man is intelligent. This man is about the community. Please go and subscribe to his channel. All right. Now, guys, I want to say something before we get out of here. To all the men that were on the panel tonight, Tommy B and Mandrell, Canadian Born, and Freezy, and Hank, and Harrison Family Values, and all these men were fathers. Everybody except Mandrell are fathers, and one or two are grandfathers. I want to say to everybody out there that's watching right now, especially the haters that's watching from the clouds, you could say what you want to say about Black Man Unfiltered, but Black Man Unfiltered is an excellent father. And I think it's time for men to start stepping up and saying what it is. I am an excellent father. I don't miss a game. I don't miss a dance recital. I don't miss a volleyball game. I don't miss a Little League football game. I don't miss a high school game. I don't miss anything in my children's lives. I'm there for everything. I want to see it. I want to be a part of it. I'm there. I'm a married man with 3 girls and 3 boys. And there's so many people out here that are single that are raising children single, have kids in the background, single. A lot of people throwing shade that I'm out here doing the work, and they're saying, how is it possible that you can manage YouTube and have a family? It is very possible when you have an understanding spouse and you have self-sufficient children, when you teach them how to be self-sufficient for themselves, and your kids are well behaved, and your kids are well rewarded for their behavior. See, most of you can't figure out how to maintain that type of lifestyle because you have no structure in your home. Half the people that are talking, some are women that are single, no man in the home, no structure. I'm praying one day that your children, that your sons get structure, that your daughters see a man in the household so they can understand how to operate and how to move. But for me and my house, I am a husband. For me and my house, I am a father. I'm there for everything. I got the honeydew list the days I'm not on YouTube. I got things that I need to do, right? I got to go and do some of the things that I hear in some of these backgrounds on YouTube. Oh yeah, I'm a vent here for a little bit. I'm going to go and do the things I hear on YouTube when women are talking bad about black men or talking down on black men, and you hear their smoke detectors going off in the background, right? A red flag means that there's no man in the house. There's no smoke detectors going off in my house. My wife don't have that problem. The yard needs to be mowed. She don't have that problem. There's a leak in the house. She doesn't have that problem. She doesn't have to worry about finding someone to do the man's job because there's a man in the house. There's a husband here and there's a father here. I lead. We have God here, God, husband, wife, and children. That's how we do it in this household. So for the men out there that are struggling, the fathers out there, Hink, all the fathers that was on the panel tonight, you guys are doing the work. They said it couldn't be done. We have women, black women with full panels talking about men's dick sizes, and they're talking about men's weight and how fat men is and how men, but these fat, overweight, what did they say about the men? Fat, overweight, they ain't shit. They ugly, they ain't shit, they ain't about shit. But guess what? These men are fathers, and they're very productive in their children's lives, and some of them are very productive. The ones that are married are very productive in their marriages. The great mystery is they're trying to figure out how these wives are dealing with these men while they're on their panels, why they do it. But listen, I go to a job that pays me very, very well every day. And then and then you have to have a conversation with your spouse and say, listen, there's something else I want to do. And your spouse comes to the terms and say, yes, I do understand that. But you understand, but also you tell your wife, because some of the women that are out here talking down on men, they got platforms talking down on men that don't have a man at all. They won't hear a man say this. But I said to my wife, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out of here. I said to my wife, hey, babe, listen, this YouTube thing is taking off for me. I love it. I enjoy it. It's something I do. It's something I want to do. And baby, I need you to just help me out on those days that I'm on it. And I may be on there max 3 hours, maybe 4 sometimes. I cut down on my times on my shows. I used to do 6-7 hours to get my time in, but I do 3 hours, 4 hours, maybe. And I'll hop on somebody else's to help them out and support them because they support me. I reciprocate to people that help me as well. And we have a deal. The days that I'm not on here, I'm on here too. I'm on Monday night doing reaction videos. Make sure y'all come check those out. Reaction videos at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday. Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Talk That Talk Tuesday. I'm not on Wednesday. Mandrell and Shoes on. The sports show is on Wednesday. I have a great moderator, a great producer that came in out of nowhere, just an angel from God that came in and helped me out. That gives me more time with my family. My admin doesn't know how much she means to me, for me to have the ability to spend time with my family and understand that my baby, my show, my network is being protected by one of the best angels this side of heaven. And I just want the world to know that I appreciate everything that she does. She is amazing. And she's an amazing wife, an amazing mother as well. And I thank God for her. I really, really appreciate her. But I do want to say, you make a deal, you sit down and you talk about these things, and I say, baby, the days that I'm not on are yours. Matter of fact, kids, get in the car, let's go. Let her have some peace. Or matter of fact, on weekends, let me take her to a hotel, something really, really nice to show her how much I appreciate her. And sometimes I'll just leave her there and let her just relax and have her glass of wine and chill out and watch her favorite TV shows with no husband and no children. How many of you women out there that are divesting to men that don't want you, or are single and don't have any man in your household to help you with your children? How many of you have that? And so I want to say this, and then I'm done. Men that are single, stop trying to give advice. Men that are single that don't have a woman or haven't been with a woman, stop trying to give advice, and stop teaming up with women. It's not very manly of you or masculine of you to team up with women to talk down on men. And on this channel, we're gonna call you out, and we don't care about the backlash. We're gonna get you, because we gotta hold men accountable. That's what the women have asked for. My grandmother said, be careful what you ask for. You ask for it. We're gonna hold men accountable. If we catch you up behind women and kikiing and cacaing with women and talking down on men, we're gonna call you out in any way we feel the necessary to do it to get you together. Because shame used to help the community, and I don't know what happened to it. Right? To the women out there, if you can't put, and to the women out there, I know some women out here dealing with scrubs as baby daddies. That's fine. And I understand that. I understand the women that are struggling with their children every day. This message is not for you. The women that have done everything right and still the outcome was bad with the father. Those fathers need to be held accountable as well. But to the women that are out here talking crazy, acting crazy, having shows, talking crazy, talking down to men, calling men out of their names and talking down on men. If you can't post, listen, this is for the women that's talking, not for the women that are doing the work, but for the women that are running their mouths and having shows about men, talking about men, downgrading men. This is for you. If you can't post a picture of your children and their father spending time together, if you can't show us receipts that a man's in your son's lives or your daughter's lives, showing your daughters how to date a man, and what to look forward to on a date, like I do, or how, telling your sons how to treat a woman, pull a chair out, what's a dinner fork, what's a salad fork, teaching them table etiquette, how to treat a woman, what to say to a woman, what not to say to a woman. If you ain't got no man in your life and you a single mom and you trash talking, you should damn near shut your entire damn existence down on YouTube and shut your damn mouth. This has been a special message from Black Man Unfiltered Network. We love each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. Everybody in the chat, you are amazing. Everybody that joined the channel, you are amazing. Listen, starting next week, after these shows, there will be an after show. All the panelists that are on the show, the ones that stay, you will be able to ask them any question, but this will be for members only. Members only. So if you're not a member, go ahead and hit that member button now, hit that join button. And next week after each show on Talk That Talk Tuesday, we're going to go backstage. Well, backstage will be a live, another link that you will go to on the YouTube channel, and it will be for members only. And so make sure that you join the channel, so you can hit the join button right now under the video. Join the channel. There's different ways you can join, different phases, different levels. You can join whatever's convenient for you, and you can get that extra footage starting on Tuesday, Talk That Talk Tuesday. You can also be able to get it on Friday after the barbershop talk. But make sure you support on Wednesday. I have two shows on Wednesday, a 1-on-1 sports show with Dante and Shawnee. And then we also have Mandrell. You saw him tonight with his baby sister, Shushu. They have Unapologetic on Wednesday. The network is absolutely growing. We also have another show coming called The Dustosphere. You guys know Scam Likely. He's going to be on the Black Man Unfiltered Network with a show called The Dustosphere, and it's coming soon. We'll let you know the days that it will be airing as we continue to build it. Okay? All right, so thank you guys so much. You have been amazing. Thank you to the admin. I already gave you your flowers, but I got to continue to give my admin flowers because she is truly a blessing to me, my family, giving me time to do more with my family, knowing that my product and my brand is protected at all times. She is amazing. So thank you so much to you. Also, thank you to the chat. You are amazing. Thank you for the people that are members. Thank you for the people that subscribed tonight, the people that liked tonight. Thank you for the people that shared this content tonight, because we're trying to grow. And I understand that I have the kind of content, guys. We got to stop sitting on our talents. We got to stop sitting on, people say, oh, you're boastful. No, you can't be boastful. We have great content. We have great conversations, and we need to grow this channel at an alarming rate to get this channel international, for everyone to watch it. We need to be up 10,000, 20,000 subscribers. So guys, if you're still watching right now, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and then share it with 5 people. And then when you share it with 5 people, tell them to hit the subscribe button and the like button, and have them share it with 10 people, because we can grow this channel. And I can't do it without my family, the chat, and everybody that comes through to visit this channel. The conversation tonight was amazing. We're going to continue to have these conversations. On Tuesday, it's going to be a tough one on Tuesday as well. You guys continue to hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification button, so you know when we go live. But it's 8:30 every Tuesday, 8:30 Central Standard Time. Tuesday is going to be another tough conversation. We got to have them. All right? We're going to make you laugh. We're going to make you think. We're going to make you cry. We're going to make you get upset. We're going to make you happy. And it's going to be an emotional roller coaster. But at the end of the day, you're always going to come back to Black Man Unfiltered, because we give you great conversation. Jenny's out there. She's a moderator. She always says, Black man, don't you ever forget your ending. And I'm not. Do something nice for someone. Tomorrow, when you're standing in line buying your grocery, buy the person's grocery that's behind you. Find someone that's less fortunate, that has just a pizza in the shopping cart and nothing else, and she got 5 kids with her. Buy her groceries. Buy his groceries. If you're standing in line at Starbucks, buy their coffee. Buy the person behind you. When you're going through the fast food line, just say, hey, listen, I want to pay for mine, but the person behind me as well. Do something nice for someone. Listen, it takes nothing to be courteous. And if you're a believer, you know God will give that back to you tenfold. And if you don't have anything nice to do with anybody else, I understand most people are recluse. Most people are, they live in their homes and they never leave. But if you're at home and you're alone, if you're at home with your husband, your spouse, your children, whatever the situation may be, do something nice for yourself. Do something nice for your spouse. But mostly do something nice for yourself, because self-care is absolutely 100% the best care. This is your boy, Black Man Unfiltered. We will see you guys. Oh, tomorrow night, What We Know podcast. JT will be out tomorrow. However, Mandrell and I, along with the co-host there at What We Know podcast, if you haven't subscribed to that, please go subscribe. Me and Mandrell from the Black Man Unfiltered network are going over to What We Know podcast tomorrow, and we're guest hosting in place of their original host. He's going to be out of town celebrating his wife's birthday. So we're going to go over and have a party with Rob, the co-host over there, and me and Mandrell are going to guest co-host over there for a little while on tomorrow. So go over and support us tomorrow on the What We Know podcast. Make sure you go and subscribe and hit the notification button, so when we go live, you can come over and have a whole bunch of fun with us on tomorrow night. All right, hit that notification button. You'll know exactly what time we go live. Guys, again, thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for any cash apps that you've sent. Thank you for any super chats that you have sent. Thank you for anything that you've done for this channel. Just hitting the subscribe button and the like button. Thank you for coming and viewing the channel and making sure it's something that you want to watch, because this content may not be for everybody. But I just want to thank you and show appreciation to you guys. You guys are amazing. This has been Black Man Unfiltered, and we are definitely out. Peace. music is playing, guys, make sure you keep in mind, for the fellas, this is for the fellas, don't be out trying to get the money.